again. Let me give you one more shot of this. And a quick health check on a few of them just to see how they're doing. So if you're new, welcome aboard. To all the new subscribers, a massive thank you. Hey guys, here we go, mixed bag. Good majority of the small ones, and then these are going to be the last that I go through. If anybody does one, gone for good.
Yeah, he's.
Why can't you hear him talking?
I don't know.
I got no sound, Gaz.
Yeah. Got no sound either.
How's that? Can you hear me now?
We can.
You can.
Yeah.
I apologise for that, ladies and gents. I was having a bit of a mess around with some cabling and tidying stuff up the other day when I realised my microphone wasn't on just before I clicked go live. And if the microphone's not plugged in, StreamYard doesn't recognise whether to use it or not. So it works. Now it's working. Right, as I was saying, good evening, ladies and gents. Hope you're all well. Hope you've had a good week up to press. And welcome to this week's GKP Thursday Night Live. Live in the background there. How's your week been, Matt? I'm hoping you're not in too much pain and discomfort from shifting and moving all those barrows full of hardcore crush and run.
All in, 29.5 tons of it. Done it in 3.5 hours between 4 of us.
That's not bad, that, man.
No,
That's not bad at all.
But what made the difference was having the little mini digger there, because it was literally scoop, drop, scoop.
Yeah.
And yeah.
You just get a little 1 ton job.
Yeah, a little baby one. Now we're ready for the concrete to be poured tomorrow.
See, you've done it. You've actually split the pond in half, so the front side facing out. That bit's going to be the pond area, and all the rest of the up to the back part of it's all going to be filtration area.
Yeah, and all a shed, and then the pond will be covered and fully insulated, heated. Dog's bollocks.
Happy days.
So it'd be smart. Yeah, it'd be good. It's really weird because it was so big, and I lost interest in the fish that were in there, and it's weird when it's actually empty. The amount of people that come over and gone, Jesus, wet. They'd seen it, every week, every other week, but they never really realised how deep it was when you
how big it was.
It was. Compared to the filtration, it was crystal clear from back to front. I think we worked it out at 7.2 meters from looking diagonally down to the bottom of the pond at the back.
Wow.
And it was literally, you could see the fish as clear as a bell swimming along the back of it. So it was good. But you imagine trying to catch a fish in that sort of depth.
Yeah, I mean, just that alone, and then on top of that, there's the costs of a pond of that size.
Yeah, it was just stupid. But it was costing me just as much to run that one pond than the 2 sheds full of fish, and then the polytunnel heated as well. So,
Have you noticed something that we've done? No, we've scared Rick off. We've scared Rick off with the challenge return quiz, and he's chickened out and he's not turned in.
he is coming. I spoke to him and he went, "Good. I'm looking forward to him."
I've got my 10 questions. You've got your 10 questions. And what we're going to do again this time, ladies and gents, is going to be you guys as a team versus Rick. And see who can come up with and get as many right and see how well he does on our return fire, which he's probably going to do really well, to be fair. But there are some general knowledge. There's going to be some random ones in there as well. And there's going to be koi-related ones too. So let's see. I mean, even if you fancy it, Tom, even you can have a go. It could be you and Rick versus the public. We have got a couple of topics to talk about this evening as well. And hopefully, fingers crossed, Ollie will try and join us again because he's going to help us talk about a topic which somebody has asked us to have a natter and a chat about in the comments on the Facebook Gazza's Koi Pond community group. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we've got a couple of pond videos and a couple of fish to have a look at as well. Not a great deal this week, guys, but to be completely fair, I can't expect everybody to be out there week in, week out, bringing in and pulling in and different bits and bats like that. It's a lot to do when you're working Monday to Friday to be also trying to get hold of you and bowl up your fish as well. But we've got a few to have a look at. We can always have a quick nosy through. And if there's anybody that wants to share anything, you know where it is. Or if you want to become a part of it, Gazza's Koi Pond community on Facebook, feel free to request to join or join. If you know somebody that's already in there, you'll automatically be allowed in. But yeah, I would like to touch on and turn around and say, first of all, let's bring in Rick. Is here. He's come. He's arrived. I would like to say a massive thanks for the the last video that I put out has been quite a good number of people watch, and I've had over 40 odd new subscribers from it. So I would like to say thank you very much to all the new subscribers. But most of all, I would like to say thank you very much for all the usual people that come back week in, week out, or watch any content that I drop out there. It's greatly appreciated. How's it going, mate? How's your week been up to press?
It was all right. Interesting.
It's been interesting.
Yeah. Ezra's just literally at 7:30, he wants to move his bedroom round. So I had to just move his wardrobe.
Yeah, well, why not?
And his bed. That's 7:30, isn't it?
Yeah. Perfect time, isn't it?
Yeah, and that had been good. I'm preparing. I've got Joe coming in tomorrow to do some grading.
You got 10,000 roughly, about 10,000 kahaku to go through. And if memory serves, you reckon you're going to end up with roughly around 500 out of that?
No, yeah, we've got about 30,000 to go through.
Oh, 30,000.
Yeah, I want to. My aim's 1,000. I won't cry. Well, 500.
Is that the Crimson Funders you've got 15,000? Or is that the full mixed variety?
No, it's just the Crimson Factors. So we've got a pond ready. Got 4 ponds to grade of just that one pairing.
Wow.
So we shall see. I've got the picnic
and
ready.
What's your rate? What's your rate? Because you're going to put. I heard you saying on Vince's video that you're going to put them all into one pond, and then leave them be till such time as they go right through till latter on the back end of year kind of thing. What are you wanting to get in that pond as a total amount?
Well, the aim is to get 1,000 in the pond to start, but they need to be good enough to warrant. So we've had to let them get to a size, but although they're all the same age and same size, they've been in different ponds, so the pigments develop differently. So the ones that have been hotter are really easy to grade, and the ones that have been colder are almost impossible, because that's just.
So with the difference in temperatures, not only does that affect the growth size wise, it also it prolongs the development of the pigmentation too. Like,
Yeah, so they're basically different. They're already different ages, so they're all born at exactly.
yeah, because I'm with you. So you've got your heat days to opposed to non-heated days.
So the ones that have been in the polytunnel the whole time have been at 30 degrees average temperature.
So they're already 4 months old.
Earliest onto the live food have probably been an average of 20 degrees. So there's a third difference in age, although they've grown the same size. Because obviously you can only, the ones that have been hotter would have grown more had the environment been perfect. But obviously you restrict the food. Once you've got them inside and you've got a lot of fish in a pond, you can't feed them as much.
No.
Yeah,
You've got as much space. So although the ones outside are the same size, they're actually technically less developed.
Right. It's mad, isn't it, to think Joe's got to go through 15,000 fry tomorrow.
Well, Will's coming as well. So yeah, I've got the picnic. I'm going to sit and have a picnic, and those two can do all the grading.
I thought, Joe, I hope you're ready, mate, because that's a lot. That's a lot of red and white, isn't it? A heck of a lot. Well,
it'd be easy if they were red and white, but they're basically pasty orange, apricot, and peach.
Yeah. So you're trying to look at the development of what's coming through and what it might become.
Mate, that's the whole game, isn't it?
The whole game, yeah, I suppose it is. That's the when you can turn around then at the end and turn around and say, Joe, they're all your fault, mate. That's while you're having your picnic. There's a lot riding here. I'm so giddy. It's like Christmas Eve. It's mint to me, actually. It is good fun, isn't it? When you're down there and you're involved in it, you're doing it. It is good fun.
Even be black for it.
No, sorry. Evening, Matt. Evening, Tom. Evening, Gaz. Sorry, I'm late. Apologies, late.
Sorry, I missed that. Then what did you say, Matt?
No, black.
Sorry.
There weren't any black ones or anything. No, literally, from the ones we're doing, it is just all different shades of apricot orange. Yeah. So, it's what it is. The trouble is, they've got to a point. I can't put any more food into the pond, so I can't grow them anymore. I'm now feeding 90% of the fish I'm feeding are worthless, quite simply. So I need to get the 10% out to a new pond to crack on.
That's hard, isn't it? Knowing that what you're feeding, 90% of them are going to be no good rejected. Knowing you've still got to keep feeding until such time as you can go through them to grade out the best quality ones to be able to push them on further. And then again, grade through those again, probably another 2 times, 3 times.
Get any other colour types come through? Even those Dorka Haku parents?
No, from the straight Kahakus, it is just purely Kahaku. But we've obviously done other crossings, and we might do some of them as well. But apparently, I've got to go again. What, Ez? Come and tell the public what I need to do.
What's he going to do, Ez?
Sort out my room.
Why have I got to sort out your room?
Because the whole room's changing.
Why is it changing on a Thursday night? Why not a Friday night?
Because Thursday, Dad's on the live.
Good answer.
5 minutes, 2 minutes. I'll be back.
All right. I'm with first, mate. Always is. Right, let's see if we can add Ollie to the stage then. And I don't know. Honestly, how the hell you done that? How's that a thing? He's got his phone in the right direction, but yet he's sideways on. Turn your phone over way, Ollie. I've got him. Now again. Another 2 rotations. And again.
Jesus.
There we go. Now you're right where you. For a minute, I thought
Probably.
you'd come on to do an impression of Spider-Man.
Bit old for that.
Right. Ollie's joined us this evening because somebody asked a question on the Facebook group to see if we could discuss a certain product, which Ollie knows quite a great deal about. But obviously, we're going to wait until the time comes when Rick gets back, because obviously he can put his input in as well. But I believe the topic was. Come on, maybe 1 second. Tony Farmo Coin Mix is so difficult with all the shorts that he posts to my group that I have to scroll down forever and a day to try and find my own post.
About the ozone gas.
That's it. Yeah, it was. I'm just trying to find the gentleman's name who was that posted it. There we go. We've got Andy Finlay says, "Hi guys, wondering if you could discuss the use of ozone in koi ponds tonight with the panel. I've been trialing it in my pond recently with good results." Now, obviously, guys, I don't use it. I know there has been 1 or 2 other people in the YouTube community that have gone out there and given it a go. There was quite a fair few people at one point or at one time that installed it. And then all of a sudden, like most reviews and most videos, they get forgotten about and nothing ever gets put on as to why, what, where, and when, and what went down with it as to whether or not it's any good. But Ollie loves to have a bit of a tinker and a mess around in his garden pond. And I'm going to ask him, Ollie, as somebody that likes to have a bit of a tinker and a mess around in his garden pond, what is the main beneficial benefits of actually having ozone in a koi pond, in your opinion?
It's not just the ozone. It's basically you've got your redox, which measures the quality of the water in the pond. So you can utilize that alongside the ozone, which tells you that your bacteria is doing what it should be doing. But the benefits visually, obviously the water is lovely and clear. And apparently, according to Matt, I've never had parasites, which is supposedly one of the benefits. So, yeah, that's the 2 big ones.
I mean, anybody wanting to eradicate or totally get rid of parasites, I mean, that screams volumes as to why it should be a reasonably good thing. But I know that a lot of people, when they actually have it installed and have tried these smaller little model ones, produce such a little amount that they actually hardly even do anything in the first place. But I know that one that you've got is quite large scale in comparison to these little, built-in, off-the-shelf, pre-made jobs.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking to a chap at Matt's one day, and he'd been and bought an ozone setup, and he'd been told by the supplier he didn't need to monitor it because it produced so little ozone it wouldn't harm the fish. Well, that's a bit like PP in your pond and not putting in enough PP because you don't want to damage your fish. You need a certain level. I mean, it's all tied up with the redox ORP measurements, which a bad pond will measure between 100 and 150. Not really that brilliant pond, 150 to 200. When you get up to like the 200 MV, 250 MV, you're starting to get reasonable quality of water. 350 is the magic spot. But anything above that, and then you start to get into the danger zone. I mean, 700 is classified as pure water, which obviously the fish couldn't live in. So that sort of gives you a perimeter to work within. I try and keep mine at approximately 350 coming out of the ozone, which is probably equating to about 280, 290 in the pond.
So before you actually installed ozone, were you struggling with water parameters and struggling with parasites, or is it just something you wanted to add to get things better than what it already was?
It was something I'd read about in an old koi book, and they said it's the future, but the chances are it'll probably never take off due to the cost. And it intrigued me. And they stated that it had been used quite heavily in aquariums on small scale. And it just, it intrigued me. And then sold one of my toys, had a bit of money, and basically invested in it. And I don't regret it. I don't regret it. It wasn't cheap. There's no easy answer to that. And it has taken me quite a few years to get to grips with it. There is very little knowledge out there, unfortunately. And therefore, you've got to learn yourself. There's no one to give you guidance or instruction.
So if that's the case, then Ollie, if there's nothing out there with literature to help you navigate through installation, putting it in, as somebody that I know what you do, as you know, I don't know if it's for a hobby or whether it was for a living, but you like to restore and you like to bring back to life custom classics like your VW campers and such, and all those type of vehicles. For somebody that's so into something that's, 50, 60, 70, 80 years old and restoring older vehicles, why did you want to go so high tech on your pond? What's wrong with keeping with good old traditional things and methods on your pond, but yet you're the opposite scale when it comes to your work capacity? You stick with the traditional.
Yes and no. I mean, I restore 1950 split screens. It is a business. It used to be a hobby as well, and then unfortunately I got drawn into the koi world. But you say that, Gaz. I mean, when I started, it was gas welding.
Yeah.
And technology. It was cellulose paint and.
Oh, God damn it. Right at the point when he was going to give us an answer. Let's hopefully, fingers crossed, he'll come back on. Get back in. Remember that question.
Somebody pressed the button.
Hopefully, fingers crossed, he'll join us when he realises he's disconnected. Hopefully, he don't sit there and go through that complete answer. Yeah, but I mean, he does like to have a tinker, and he does like to have a bit of a mess around with things. But yet, his pond is more. What's this? There we go. His pond's more of a. There we go. Sorry, we're hoping you weren't sitting there still answering your question.
No, I did appreciate. No, I mean, as I say, when I first started in the trade, MIG welders were just way too expensive. Therefore, they weren't used.
You've been using oxyacetylene with brazing rods and rest, yeah.
Yeah, which I love, absolutely love. But technology moves on, and I wouldn't be without a MIG welder now. And it's that, I suppose, is what worked or intrigued me with the ozone. It was another angle, if you like, that wasn't approached, therefore would have to be self-taught, therefore was interesting. And what I do like with the koi, when I work on a van or a Beetle per se, it's pretty much instant. You fiddle with the carb, set the time in, whatever, you know straight away whether it's a success or not. With the koi, you add a trickle tower, and then you've got to wait 3 weeks to see if it's worked.
If it's been effective.
Yeah. It's I mean, that in itself can be mega frustrating, but also very rewarding when it does work.
We got a statement there from Marit's Koi Pond that says, one day ozone will become as common as fitting a UV system. I run mine at 350 to 375 MB. What sorry, MV. What does the MV stand for?
You doing in the bathroom?
It's basically a measurement of redox and all.
No, that edging is shit.
But that ain't me.
I need Ollie's.
Rick will be right back because something was shit. So he's got to go sort it. Sorry. The MV stands for.
I couldn't. If at this point in time, I couldn't tell you what it actually stands for. But basically, it's what your redox controller. It's the measurement it gives. It's
Millivolts.
Yeah, I think it is something like that, Gaz.
Cheers,
And all the redox or ORPs, it's the quality of the water to absorb oxygen. So dirty water doesn't absorb oxygen, obviously. So your ORP reading tells you how clean or how good your pond water is.
What's really weird with Ollie is we were joking just a minute ago about the parasites. Well, we've known each other 8 years now.
Yeah.
And Ollie's never had parasites. And
Marek, if you don't mind me asking, mate, do you suffer with running the same system? Do you suffer, or have you had an increased benefit parasite-wise, where you've seen less parasites, or has it eradicated your fish? Have you not had any parasites? Just be curious to see whether or not it's Ollie that's extremely lucky, unlike the rest of us that seem to struggle week in, week out with a month in, month out, year in, year out. But yeah, let us know, mate. They're having a row. Paul says, well, I muted it just in case. Somebody's getting an ear bashing. But then Vince has put in there, but the average koi keeper can't afford ozone, let alone run one. What's the running cost of it, Ollie? Is it expensive to run in comparison with an ultraviolet?
No, it's cheaper. Most of them are 12 volt, so they're transformer down from mains, and it is pence. The biggest expense is the probe, which sits in the pond water, and that's what measures to tell the readox.
Right, that makes sense.
You need to replace them. I mean, I've been lucky. The last one's lasted me 18 months, and they're about £169. But other than that, there isn't really any servicing. Give the ozone plates a clean periodically, but that's the only replacement part. And I would assume it's actually cheaper than UV. For running.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but on your system, between your filtration systems, you've got your main filter, then your ozone, and then from your ozone it goes into a trickle tower, does it, and then returns? So you keep all yours separate from the pond. It's not running or directly into the pond, and the reason behind that is because the ozone is effectively damage or could damage your koi's well-being and the health. So you have to keep it in a separate chamber, so to speak, for it to do its magic and then make that water then return afterwards. Am I right? And something along them lines?
You're in the right area. Yes, you shouldn't inject the ozone directly into the pond. But basically, my system's a little bit complex. I'm running one drum from the skimmer. All right.
No. That's not a bad thing, mate. I wasn't meaning it as but yeah, I've seen the video in the past of Matt's, and it's not a simple system, is it?
No, it's evolved. That's a good word. It's evolved. Basically, there's one drum on the skimmer, one drum on the bottom drain. They both feed into separate biochambers. Now, I've got the protein skimmer, which is where the ozone mixes. That's fed from the bottom drain bio. So that goes in, and then it returns into the skimmer return. So it's a full circle, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It goes back out through the skimmer return, which is built into the pond, through the pond, back in through the bottom drain, into the protein skimmer, mixed with ozone, back off again. So there's quite a large gap between it mixing with the water and actually hitting the pond area.
So, if you were going to advise someone, if you were going to put anything on, and you'd done most of the basic filtration systems and alterations that the average person would do, would you advise going down the line of ozone or not? Now you've spent so much time tinkering with it to get it right and to get it self-taught and working out its complications yourself. Is it something that you would say, do you know what, this has been a good idea, it really does make a massive difference, and I would advise anybody to go out there and get it?
I can't answer that. It's cost, Gav. It is. But then I say that, I mean, people are buying drums at $3,000. Yeah, it worked for me. But I'm a lucky bloke. I mean, I do a bit of wheeling and dealing with the vehicles, and yeah, it's financially, it's probably over the top. It depends on your level of koi keeping.
Without being, I'm not being disrespectful or being rude when I say this, but your whole filter system in your pond and your stock that you've got, you're not talking about a budget build, are you? You've got 2 drums straight away. That's $2,500 easily.
Yeah.
And then you've got your ozone that you've got it. So what I'm meaning by that is you haven't skimped out on it. So if you invested another $1,500, $2,000, $3,000 on your ozone, it's not really that much of a difference to what you've already invested on the rest of it. And your stock and your pond and your fish that you keep, and garden pond fish, just pond fillers, are they? They're nice quality fish. So to give them the very best is only really the right thing to do. And if that means what you have to go down the lines that you do, that's what a good top quality koi keeper would do, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, but you see, when I started, I didn't have a clue. I had a fiberglass pre-formed in the garden and used to chuck food in every now and again. I had lilies. I did everything wrong. And then for reasons, we built the pond. I started with a multi-chamber, built the filter housing to fit that, and then went to Matt's one day and it was, cool, look at this. He got a drum, the latest thing. How much? Oh, $1,500. Phew, forget that. 3 months later, 3 months later, I had a drum. But basically, my money went into the filtration, and I evolved it, and I played, and I made some big mistakes along the way. But then I reached a point, probably due to the old
He's definitely pressing button. He's definitely pressing button when he's. Are you safe, Rick?
It's not well. I don't know, mate. I don't know. Not made the bathroom fitter finish the bathroom, and he's put a big fat trim around the top of the tiles. So Zoe's paid him off and gone, yeah, and then she's gone and looked and goes, I hate that.
Oh shit! Oh dear! Oh, he's coming back then.
I'm back.
Yeah, I reckon you must have just tapped button then and disconnected yourself then as you were moving.
Yeah.
Go on, as you were saying.
Yeah, and then I started spending the serious money on fish, but the filtration had to be in place first. But it really has evolved. It's been over an 8-year period. Plus, I was very lucky. I retired, so I get a pension, but I still continue to work. So I have an income which is not necessary to live off of. I'm fortunate.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, Rick, what's your opinion on it? I know we've had this and we've spoke about it, and I know that there are people out there that think it's fantastic. Obviously, Ollie, Marek uses it. There's quite a few other people that do use it. I'm not so sure if Si does, but if he doesn't, he certainly knows quite a bit about it as well. Ozone. I know you've said in past. I mean, you are somebody that does it in the complete opposite scale to what Ollie does. He's got top spec ponds, filtration systems, and you more about let's keep it all simple, easy.
It wouldn't be to me if I had one. If I was a hobbyist with one pond or whatever, I'd have ozone. I'd have a drum. I'd have every gadget man could buy, because that's part.
Now,
of
that surprised me, mate. I didn't know if you'd think that way. So you keep it as simple as you can because it's an industry rather than if it were your own personal, you'd have every gadget you could.
From my point of view, every pond's got to run day and night without any issues in it. So simplicity, cost effectiveness. If I can run a pond for 40 watts rather than 4,000 watts, 100%, because there's lots of ponds, adds up, doesn't it? But if I was running one pond, I'd be forever changing the filtration, improving it, tweaking stuff, playing with diets, because that's part of the hobby, isn't it? You're trying to achieve your perfection or your goal for those fish, be it growth, be it colour, be it water clarity, be it everything. Yeah. Okay.
So here we got Marek said it, and is since fitting early last season, no chemicals went into the pond last season apart from salt after the pond was fiberglass and new water. So other than that, he's literally added nothing. And I'm guessing, Marek, that you've had no problems parasite-wise or anything. So maybe, I mean, when you think about it in the long run of what you spend over 2 or 3, 4 seasons of trying to treat fish, and I'm guessing then, Ollie and Marek, you might be able to tell us as well, is there a need for a UV when you've got ozone?
No. I turn
didn't know, mate.
Yeah, it's a definite no on that. I've got a built-in, I can't pronounce it, amalgam, but I don't bother to switch it on. Can I just go back to Rick? You
100%, mate. Yeah.
I often listen to you, and often what you say about having simplicity, when I'm having hiccups, I often think I've got it wrong, Rick's got it right. Simplicity is the way to go. So that was quite interesting hearing you say what you've just said. And you do wonder if you've overcomplicated when things. I mean, I had some flicking, and Matt came over and did a scrape for me. It wasn't parasol.
Oh, it's technology. Yes. Yeah.
There we go. Must admit, I've had no problems this season, but ozone was switched off. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you didn't clear out all your problems last season while you did have it on.
Yeah, but ozone is not going to kill the problems on a fish. Let's get this hard and fast rule. If you've got flukes on your fish, no amount of ozone in the water is going to be killing those flukes on the fish.
All right. Well, yeah, because it don't come directly in contact with the fish, does it, ozone?
You can create a much healthier environment with ozone, but if you've got a massive health issue going on, yes, it will help, but it's not going to be, so there's benefits, obviously, parts of life cycle, certain bacteria and parasites and whatever, if they've been exposed to ozone, it will eliminate them. But flukes can live on the fish, in the mucus, reproducing quite happily without going anywhere near any ozone.
Or not. So it's more coincidental then.
It's not coincidental. It's just,
have some effect,
you've got a healthy environment, and if you're not putting a problem in there, that problem isn't going to be there. But if you put a fish that's riddled with flukes into, say, Ollie's pond, it will still cause a problem. It'll be less of a problem, and it will probably slowly peter out because he's got a better environment, happier fish, better water quality. But the ozone itself is not going to be killing the parasite on the fish, in the fish's mucus and whatever.
So what about? I quite recently watched. I forgot the gentleman's name. Koi Diaries, and Koi Diaries, although a seasoned koi keeper, went with a friend, purchased a fish from him. Not this is not me saying that, but it's one of those things. He purchased a fish from him. He brought it back within a matter of days. He had a problem within his pond, and we're not talking about bacterial infections or problems and such like that. But he did have a problem when he brought in, and he got costlier on his fish to a point where it could have caused some serious trouble, and it did cause serious trouble. He thought he was actually going to lose his fish. What happens if you were to bring a fish in, let's say, that had got some form of bacteria or virus that your fish hadn't seen, and that fish was introduced? Would ozone be able to eradicate that before it became a problem for the rest of your fish in that pond? Or would they still end up going through that same issue and couldn't start flaring out with ulcers, problems, sores and stuff like that? Would it eradicate that type of thing? Would it take away more of the risk element?
It reduces it, but it doesn't. If you chucked a fish with KHV into Ollie's pond,
no, I mean obviously KHV being
it's only a virus. It's only the same as sleep and sick or whatever. It's the same. It's the same scenario. So any waterborne virus, bacteria that's meeting the extra oxygen molecule in the ozone will be getting killed. But those that are passing fish to fish in your pond at safe levels, so you'll reduce the problem, but you won't eradicate it. You'll still have the same potential issue. You can't say, well, I've got ozone in my pond, I can put a fish with KHV in there. Oh, my fish are all fine. No, chances are they'll all be dead just like everyone else's. But the pond's still better, less chance of stuff spreading or whatever, but you're just reducing the load, as it were, the amount. So yeah, it's definitely got its place. I mean, it's one of those. Yes, if I had one pond, I'd be using all sorts. Not all the time, but you tinker, don't you, to find that right balance, 100%. But yeah, you don't, just because you run an ozone and RO water and you've got the most perfect koi pond, you don't then start dropping fish in there without quarantine and will know where they come from or all the rest of it, because you will still have the same problems, just albeit in a better environment and perhaps less severe or less fast to happen. But yeah, a virus will pass fish to fish without going through your filter system. Something like KHV's.
Well, I'm just wondering if it made any, if it would make, but that sounds a bit, no. So you can reduce the element somewhat with it, both.
You're just generally creating a healthier environment, aren't you? So that's in terms of any waterborne parasite bacteria that's going around the system. So most people's ponds, it will travel around the system and come back to the pond to re-find a host.
Yeah.
If you've got a strong enough UV, potentially, a germicidal type UV, that will have an effect. If you've got ozone, that will have an effect. All these different, the lower your stock density, the harder it is to find the host, because there's less fish there to find, which is the whole point of the more fish you got, the more potential problems, the quicker they happen, isn't it? Because it's all there. Yeah, I think ozone is one of those things. I've never done much with it, but on our site, it's just keeping a filter running is hard enough, let alone everything else. Do you find Ollie on yours? Evening, Ollie, by the way.
Good evening.
Do you find if you tried, obviously the appetite of your fish, you know what it is with the ozone running. Have you tried switching it off for a few weeks to see if you have a change of water quality, fish appetite, all that side of stuff, or you just constant?
I did. I had some flashing back along. As I say, Matt came and did a scrape. It wasn't flukes, or I've got no parasites. So I did switch it off and do a drain down, which I don't very often do. So it was off for about a week, and the redox dropped, obviously, down to 240, I think. And no, I didn't notice a phenomenon. Possibly they were less keen to eat. They still cleared what was in the pond, but I now switched it back on yesterday, and it's back up on target figures. Yeah, no, I wouldn't say it was a phenomenal difference, Rick.
Yeah, it's the trouble with a lot of stuff in koi keeping is so hard to quantify. Putting garlic oil in your food to eradicate flukes. How do you generally? It doesn't eradicate them. It makes the fish's mucus less attractive. But if you still got a parasite problem, potentially, color enhancers in food, we know they work. But unless you run ponds side by side and see a difference, it's really hard to quantify that difference. And that's the same with food trials, with how fish feed. Running ozone on a pond, you almost need two identical ponds, one with, one without, to see if there's a notable difference after a year of skin quality, health, all the different aspects. And this is where a lot of it, people do something on their pond and you sort of tinker with something, and then weather gets warmer, but you don't take that into account. The fish suddenly look happier. Yeah, I did this and the fish are happier, without realizing that someone else has changed also.
Yeah.
So it's
I mean, the combination of adding good filtration, 2 drums, and then he's got all the other stuff and bits and bats, UV. So the combination of adding all those elements gets him a better environment and a more stable water conditions and parameters. In turn, better quality, better stock, better fish. But necessarily, if you take away one of those elements, does it become detrimental to the point where the fish suffer from it? Not really, but it still gives an improvement. Is that what you say?
Yeah, well, at the end of the day, yeah, it's someone's doing all these things to look after their one pond of fish. It's someone that's spending a lot of time looking after their fish and looking at them and being aware of all these different elements, as opposed to someone that's got a pond, they stick an auto feeder on it and they go away for a week and come back and they look at their pond now and again, and they're not perhaps looking at the livestock or the water conditions and everything. It's different. There's different hobbyists, different mentalities, just different skills, different amount of time you've got to do that. Ollie might be lucky that he works from home if he needs to work, which sounds like he doesn't need to work that often. He's there tinkering with his pond probably 3 times a day. He's probably doing something with the pond.
Correct.
So he's literally.
Have you ever been in touch? Because Colin put in a statement there, which was obviously something that is found on the internet. But I said, thanks Google on it, just having a bit of a joke. But he's actually said, no, not Google, which it was Google, but it's from Malcolm at Koi Water Garden, the main man for ozone in the UK. Have you ever been in touch with him or got any experience or get any knowledge or any feedback from the likes of Malcolm?
No. I find the problem I have is today's media. They just want to sell a product. It's not just the koi industry. It reflects on what I do as well. But it's not about the quality of the product. They just give the blurb. And I suppose those age, I'm very untrusting. And I'm always dubious about advice. And I've learned the best way to learn things is do it yourself. And yeah, I'm too old to change now, I suppose.
There's not wrong with being dubious about it, Ollie. At the end of the day, most businesses, well, you're not a business if you're not pushing a sale. So they're selling what they're selling, no matter what the product or no matter what it is. At the end of the day, Matt pushes the sales of drums because he sells drums. If it pushes pond liners because he sells pond liners. I mean, that's the industry, isn't it? That's what they're there. But does that necessarily mean that they're giving you bad advice or?
No, going back on that, Gaz. So I'm confident with the drums. I know the benefits of it, and I know.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And that's obviously, if the same principle is applied to ozone, then surely that if having one on your system benefits your fish, then if somebody such as Malcolm Green knows a lot about it, would it not be advisable for somebody that is in the trying to find a simple system rather than a more complex one like Ollie's made for himself and altered and changed and what have you? Can they go straight out there and buy something perhaps maybe like Marek has done? Or I don't know whether Marek's tinkered with his own and manipulated what's already out there and put something together. Is there a straightforward off-the-shelf product that works in ozone that could benefit your average advanced pond?
Trouble is, guys, you're dealing with a product which is dangerous. And unfortunately, the cheaper end of the market, they use inline mixers, and some of the sales talk is downright dangerous. I mean, I spoke to this chap and he was injecting basically neat ozone into his pond. Fortunately, his machine wasn't producing a great deal of ozone, but he went back to the dealer who then persuaded him he needed an oxygen machine, which, yes, oxygen does improve the output of ozone, but they're over £1,000 and they don't actually improve the ozone overall. It's like, would you mix PP with another product and bang it in there because you thought, oh, that'll get rid of my flukes, whereupon it could actually kill all your fish?
Yeah.
It's a very similar.
I think that's solved without the knowledge, though, isn't it? So that some people are those the cheap inline ozone units only produce a small amount, and they're sold as this be all and end all amazing thing for your pond. But actually, like I say, it's not. And this is one of the problems with it. You can buy a UV, 50 watt UV. You know exactly what it does. Your water goes through it. It comes out the other side, perfectly safe, perfectly whatever. You can drink from it. It does what it does. Ozone, you're creating. Okay, potentially it's dangerous, but you're just creating something that is unstable. It's something that's reactive. It's something that's doing something. So it will affect your pipe work. It will affect your rubber fittings. It will affect the fish if it gets. It will affect a multitude of things thereafter. And the people that sell it perhaps don't know enough about it to be selling it. Some of them do. I'm not saying it, but there's obviously other people that perhaps don't.
It's weird though, Rick, because even Sanders, who probably is the biggest one making them, you get no communication from them whatsoever, no advice. I know that I sent emails off to them right at the start and never ever got a response. Ollie, you're probably exactly the same.
Yeah.
The instructions you get come through with, when you're spending big money, you would expect really good elaborate instructions of what you should be doing, what levels you should be. You don't get any of it, literally none.
But they just buying an ozone generator from China and then just park it in it to someone else, or what? That's. Yeah, I don't know.
No.
See, the more you listen to it, Ollie, I know you've got it dialed in now, but that's, like you said, from a lot of tinkering and a lot of messing around with it. The more you listen to it, the more you hear about it, the more, to me, it kind of makes me think, oh, if I can need that. The more hassle, the more it's neat. That if I were going to put $3,000 into something, then maybe I would be thinking more along the line of running a water source route at the back of my property and putting a drum system in, first of all. And that in itself would give me better clarity, better water conditions, better environment for my fish. And then if you were going to go to that extent, I'd be building a bigger pond. It's where do you stop with it all?
Build a distillery and make some nice purified water.
It's definitely not something that can be done half-hearted. You got to, if you're doing it, you're going into it, Ollie, like you have done. You got to be something that you got to be prepared to do a research, look into, trial and error, experience, and educating yourself on it.
I mean, I went for the Sounder kit. It is quality. I don't think it's made in China, Rick, but to be honest, I have got some Chinese stuff, and it's all right. But all I will say is, and Matt is 100% correct. They don't. The information they give you is not brilliant. But in all fairness,
so many times is that right on the punchline? In all fairness, shit, it's got to get.
Tom's got a better signal. Come on, Tom. Have you got ozone on your pond?
No. I have.
How many people
about
are
it,
watching
but-
out of 126? How many of you do have ozone? Let us know in comments.
I know
If you
Colin's
want a
got it.
parasite-free environment, then why not just put a UV sterilizer on your pond? That kills parasites, doesn't it?
Yeah, if
No.
you've got a strong enough UV
Yeah.
system, will do it. But ozone works. It does more than just that, doesn't it? So it will take out
Yeah.
warmer. It takes out all. On paper, it is magic, but in reality, it's not as simple as a UV or a whatever. So
Hey, Paul,
I went down
I
the
don't know
RO
about-
route once.
You're not on your own, mate.
And that was complicated enough for me.
yeah,
Sorry, I've got to pull this one up, Ollie. Size put. Never mind ozone tech. He needs some Wi-Fi tech.
yeah. I'm hotspotting off my phone because our internet is crap.
Oh, sounds familiar to somebody I know, not too far away.
See, I'm waiting.
Matt's got new stuff. Matt's hardwired in.
I'm on fibre now. I never have an issue now. It's quality.
Yeah.
Just referring.
He'll come back on again. I'm sure he'll come back. Secret to ozone is to not let it near your pond or filter. It's a short-lived gas which quickly wants to revert back to oxygen. So mine is returned to the pond by the returns. My returns are probably 8 meters. So right, it's literally by the time it's traveled that 8 meters, the actual ozone has converted back to oxygen again. I guess
The third oxygen molecule has left the building and become oxygen rather than ozone, is what they're saying. So basically,
so in that environment, when it comes through the ozone, and it's done all what it needs to do before it travels and gets back to the main pond, so that there's nothing ozone-wise to then feck up your fish or your liners or anything else.
kind of.
Yeah.
So
Kind of, but it's not necessary.
On the parasites, Henrik, if the parasite is travelling through the water course, surely the ozone is going to be destroying the likes of
Yeah, 100%. It will kill free swimming, waterborne bacteria, viruses, parasites. But what I'm saying is, if you introduce fish, 99% of your fish parasite and disease transfer is pretty much direct mucus from the vent
Fish to fish contact.
fish. So, you know, if one fish has got KHV and it's suffering, it sheds mucus, and another fish picks up that mucus and is eating. That's how it's being transferred. What's being transferred through the water column? Yeah, so you end up with a cleaner, tidier water column, and it's not going to stop certain issues. But if you've got that kind of pond, those issues generally are like a fluke issue or whatever, or a trichodyna issue is, I mean, tricks are a great example. They live off the bacteria in the water. So the heavier stock your pond, the dirtier your pond, the more problems you'll have with trichodyna. Whereas if you've got something like ozone or a strong UV, you've got a cleaner water column, so there isn't that food for the trichodyna, so you generally don't have any kind of issues with that particular parasite because its environment is not suitable anymore for that parasite.
So
Of course, it has.
the UVs you use in your drums, then was it the amalgam lamps? Are they strong enough to kill parasites?
Amalgam.
No,
Amalgam
No.
ones are they're better. They got a better contact with the water going through the drum or whatever. It's not going through so quick. But
Yeah.
it's not necessarily forced in a car. No.
But most of us do. Actually, 5 if you want to be pedantic and include the steering
So
wheel.
you would
one of
need
those,
a proper UV sterilizer then,
You can buy higher quality UVs. So all this stuff probably comes from water treatment for humans. So you can use desalination plants, proper UVs, RO, ozone to sterilize water for human
Yeah,
consumption.
there was somebody putting something about RO.
So that they're all methods. And there's new stuff coming out all the time. If I was like Ollie, I would be every new thing that come out. I would be buying algae 192 and pumping it in my pond with my UV with my. That's half the fun of it, isn't it? Playing with these things.
Colin did add there, it improves biological and mechanical filtration by burning off proteins, ammonia and nitrite, straight into nitrates. By enriching the pond with oxygen, lowers biological oxygen demand, or BOD.
Yeah.
correct.
Which was the bit where I said, thanks, Google.
food for thought though.
Colin's got that right, but it improves biological and mechanical filtration. Unless you put the ozone into the biological filter, whereupon it destroys your biological filtration.
Correct.
And it can destroy your mechanical filtration by destroying the parts that run your mechanical filtration. So it's like anything. Done right, it's magic. Done wrong, it's a disaster.
The biggest benefit when I researched, when I got it wasn't, I didn't realise it got rid of parasites or it helped with parasites. That was never a reason to buy it. The reason I got it was because it improved water quality. It increased the water's ability to hold oxygen. And basically, I read at the beginning, you don't keep fish, you keep water and put fish in it. And everything stemmed from that. And oxygen is 90% of good fish keeping. You just cannot get enough oxygen into your water.
Yeah. So there is positives. I'm not saying the positives outweigh the negatives, but again, it's a complication. It's financial, and it's the person installing it or the person running it. And we've all been there where, things are wired back to front or done the wrong way. Because if the information's not there for someone like Ollie to do it, most Joe blogs, I'm dumbing them down. To be fair, they did really well at the quiz last week, so that ain't going to go.
At the end of the day, Sean's going to hear, koi keeping is as complicated as you want to make it, or as high tech. It's as in high tech equipment in the sense of it. I mean, 100%, mate. There's no real other way of looking at it than that. You can make it as difficult as you want, as complex as you want, or as simple as you want. But I'm guessing for me, if your pocket's capable of doing it, then we should give them as best as what we possibly can. And I would imagine that the vast majority of us out there do. Although there are some of us, such as myself, that don't have the means or the capabilities of being able to heat the ponds. But that said, my parameters are always kept in check. My filters are always well cleaned, and my fish stock that I kept as best as I possibly can do. Is there room for improvement? Of course there is. There is on any pond. I would imagine that somebody like Ollie has got room for improvement. But it's whether or not adding these little bits makes that kind of a difference. And from what people say and what you're saying, it does and it can in conjunction with, yeah.
Yeah, they've all got their place. From
Well, got the place, 100%.
the highest end food to the highest end filtration to everything else, isn't it? But the reason koi are kept carp in general is because they will tolerate such an array of conditions, from fish tanks to ponds in hot countries to ponds in cold countries to ponds that are filtered to within a speck of their life to ponds that are just a muddy hole. They've got that not stability, that's where they live, isn't it? So yeah, the only issue you might have is if you raise koi and whatever with pure oxygen, with increased amounts of oxygen, and you create an environment that's so perfect, if they get moved from that environment, then they can't handle that as well. So if you run your pond at 24 degrees year round with 100% saturation of oxygen and low stock level and absolutely perfect conditions, 4 years later you go, well, actually I'm going to take them to a show. When as good as the people that deal with the water quality of the show, that water is not going to be as good at the show as it is in your pond, and it is not going to be as stable because the temperature is going to fluctuate, the oxygen is going to fluctuate, the ammonia is going to fluctuate. So they're going into an environment that is completely alien to them.
So are you worried about this at all, Ollie? Because obviously,
I mean, it's a valid question, isn't it? Somebody's just put it in there. Well, let's say, for example, what if I was to buy a fish off of Ollie and it came from his pond with ozone to a pond without ozone? And for example, if Ollie was to take his fish to the show to show him, how would that affect the fish not being in that type of?
Well, it's just a difference, isn't it? So it's like anything. If you harden something up to be used to something, it will tolerate it in a easier manner. If you pamper something to the point where, and I'm saying you should. I mean, Ollie's. We're not being bad. Ollie's pond.
No.
It's like, but those fish, the longer they've been in that environment, when you put them into, if you imagine a really changeable national show where we have a really hot day and the temperature hits 26 and then a cold night and it drops down, you're having fluctuations of water chemistry and stuff that those fish haven't seen, and it's not a massive negative to them, but it will stress them more than the pond next door that have never been heated. It's just a normal daily routine, isn't it? So it's not a major thing, but on the day they might not look their best compared to a fish that's more used to that. But if their quality is that much better, then it doesn't really matter. And the chances are we're going to have a perfect national show weekend when the temperature is going to be sat at 20 degrees the whole time, all night.
how are you getting on with your temperatures, Ollie?
Yeah, it's down to about 20 now, but then it's going to get hot Saturday, so God knows. I can't do anything about it. I've just got to live with it. Two things, Rick. Yes, I see what you're saying, but it could work the other way. If someone had an awful pond and take their fish and it's lovely water.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, I suppose to be fair, Ollie, you're right. There's two sides to every coin, isn't there?
Plus, the biggest benefit for me, from what I've read, the oxygen, it increases what the bacteria will do in the filters more than what's in the pond.
Yeah, so your filters are your biggest users of oxygen. So if you've got better oxygen saturation going through the filters, they will be more efficient. But at your kind of stock level and feed level, your water should be mint. You're kind of mint anyway, isn't it? You're just extra mint because you're giving them a better environment. But yeah, it's one of those. I would, if I was in your scenario that loves engineering and loves McCoy, and I'd do exactly that. I'd have drums. I'd have every new bit of gadget that comes out. I'd trial and play with and tinker with, and some would stay if they worked, and some would go. I'd still use
have.
Yeah.
What's the latest one you've been tinkering with, Ollie? The green one.
Flux capacitor.
The Bucky shower that you converted.
He's frozen now. Look.
Oh, he has as well.
Gone back
Hopefully,
in
it's not
time.
dropped off and disconnected. David, don't worry, mate. It's something we are going to discuss and we are going to bring up later on, mate. So chill out. We will be having a talk about it. We're going to just iron this one out because somebody did ask us whether or not we can do it and we can talk about it and discuss it. And it seems like there's pros and cons to it, but no cons that are detriment to fish, pros that are benefits to fish. As long as you use it in the right manner and the right structure, it's a benefit rather than a negative, from what I can gather out of it, from what I can see.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those, isn't it? And one day maybe we'll rig one up on a couple of food trial ponds. And when I've run out of different foods to trial, I can run one with an RO unit, one with ozone, one with, and see the difference. Because that's the only way you can really do it. And if you're not running everything side by side in the same environment, it's that quantifying things again, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ollie, you're like a yo-yo, mate. You're in and out, in and out, in and out.
Well, I went back on my internet and it seemed to work, and then it's just died on me. So I've gone back to my hotspot. I hate.
Don't worry about it, Ollie. It's not like we've not experienced this before in the past. There's a gentleman that used to have technical difficulties with his internet up to the last like 6 to 8 weeks, where he's now got some decent connection. But yeah, I've got another topic that's been going around and it's been going on within the community and it's been discussed. And there has been a video that's been put out there about it. And it's not like this is a topic or a subject that's not been discussed here many months ago when I did invite members of the new KOI group, in the sense of the new show, to see whether or not they wanted to discuss it and have a chat with us about it in the past. But unfortunately, it was busy on that evening. It was a subject that we spoke about. And the subject is being how we've been dealers or people being involved with the show scene, wanting to show the fish when they work within the environment or when they work related to anything within it. And I know that there's been a gentleman that's been brought up, called Ron, that's been brought up within working in the industry, that now can no longer show his fish. And it's all going out there, the topics about, I think it's disgusting that he's being banned, and it's not so much that he's being banned. It's not a ban, is it? He's not an individual that's been banned. It's an individual that can't show his fish because of circumstances and rules and regs that they've brought into position. It's not something that's new. It's not something that he didn't know about. It's something that has been ongoing and been the case for several months. It's just somebody's decided that they wanted to put a bit of content out about it to make it a bit of an issue. But what's people's opinions on it? Do you think somebody like yourselves, if you're in industry, should be allowed to show your fish if you've got your own pond separate to work, or not? Do you think have you got an unfair advantage because you work in the industry, knowledge-wise, experience-wise? But if you've gone out there to Japan, selected and picked and purchased your own fish, brought them back home, grown them on, kept them at your own establishment, should you not be allowed to just because you work within the industry?
My side of it, I think the show has put a rule out which I 100% understand why, but unfortunately on the way through it captures genuine, honest people like Ron.
Yeah.
Because there will be people out there at some point or another that would cheat the system, whether it be a dealer, whether it be the hobbyist. So they've got to put a rule in to try to prevent it. But as in like with Ron, it's unfortunately it catches him out, because where do you draw the line? Now, I've had a few debates on it, and you can put a line there, but there's always going to be the cases where he's just like
There's going to be somebody that's at one side or the other of it. Where does this include me? Does this include that? Do I come in? Do we come directly in that if we're involved in?
I think that what they've put out a nice graphy sheet thing, like a flow chart. Do you do this? Yes. Do you do that? No. Technically, Ron hasn't been allowed to show his fish for multiple years, but it comes down to the discretion of the committee or whatever, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So it's not, and it is one of those. I think we all want to see the best fish. I don't think dealers would have some dealers might have an advantage over general hobbyists, but it's a hobbyist show. The National always was a hobbyist show, so it's for the hobbyists to show their fish. So if you are a dealer, then you can't show your fish. And if you're paid full time or you're paid to be part of a dealership, I get it, and there's no finer line than someone like Vince coming to us volunteering and then going there. But on the flip side of that, I don't know a more keen hobbyist. The word hobbyist surely encapsulates Vince wholeheartedly, isn't it? He goes out to all the different dealerships. He goes out to help people's ponds. He helps. He is like, if you think of a hobbyist, in my head, I think of Vince. Yeah. So surely the show's for people like that. But
does that mean if you work in the industry? I mean, most people that do work in the industry don't have their own pond. But if you've got your own pond and you purchase your own stock.
But this is the problem. How do you? This is where.
No, that's why I think it's not so much. And this is not to stir up a hornet's nest in any way, shape, or form. Although it probably may well do, but it's not the reason behind it. It's not the reason at all. But I think there's got to be, as you've said, there's got to be some ground rules, aren't there? And those rules they've got to draw a line at some point. And the National Koi Show have put a line and have put out there their list of criteria. And if you fall into it one side or the other, then you either can or can't. But you've got to go with their rules if that's what they've put out there.
To be fair, they've been super. Matt Stevens, I've been super open about, right, there's been queries. This is how it is. And if next year people have got an issue with that, they could change that slightly to make it more one way or another, or open it up. They've now got control of the national show to make it the best show in the country. And whether that means they reopen the dealership section, or whether they increase the numbers, or whether they relax the rules or tighten up the rules, or whatever it needs to be to make it the best show in the country, surely that's under their stewardship and leadership. They're the ones that do it. They see it. Surely that's their call to make. And the show will get better. If they make the right decisions, the show gets better. And if they make the wrong decisions, the show gets worse. And it's all to do with numbers of people and people's opinions once they've been about the show. And surely that all gets taken into context. And it's now a business, isn't it?
So Vic, if they opened it all up that anybody could show, dealer, importer, farm, or the hobbyist, do you think that'd be detrimental to the show?
I think to the national it probably would be, yeah, because it's such a hobby. As much as I'd love to see all of the best fish available, but you've got some big dealers in this country with big pockets and access to some serious fish that would potentially try and win it or have the best fish there to promote their business, and that's not what the show's about. So
this is Lee's putting something there. Now, wrong with the dealers or others having their own award alongside the hobbyists, and that's where I think they could simply make it.
But that's what
there's another trophy that might have to be bought or purchased, but and a little bit more towards the judges having to do a little bit more judging, and it might make it a little bit.
It's the same judging, isn't it? Because you've got the same amount of VAT, so it doesn't make any
Oh
difference.
yeah, I mean, so if they've taken out the dealers' VATs this year, haven't they? So that there's more room for the hobbyists to do it. Personally, for me, I quite enjoyed seeing the dealers' VATs there and seeing what the dealers put in. So
Yeah.
if they can do that with a few VATs, why couldn't we just add a few extra more VATs for the ones and the likes of the Rons out there that want to participate against people within their own calibre?
But that doesn't work in itself then. So you've got someone like Ron, just because he works for a koi business, but he's got his own personal collection, will then have to go in against the likes of, say, Koi Water Barn coming in with fish. And you're like, well, hang on, that's not fair, is it? So you can't either have an open show, say the Great British Tower, and say, actually, anyone can show anything. This is just purely on merit of fish. And purely a hobbyist show that is just purely. I don't think you need to. Why the dealer? I don't.
How's it any different? How's it any different, Rick? Right. So we've got somebody like Rob. How's it any different to me approaching Koi Water Barn and saying, I want you to go out there to Japan and buy me one of the best fish you possibly can. And I want that fish brought back here in time for being in my pond for 5 weeks prior so that I can bang it in there. Somebody's been out there and selected a show-winning fish for me to walk in as a member of public, bang it in a vat and compete. How's that any different to Ron going out there and buying his own fish at that quality, bringing them back, showing and competing?
But that's not what. That's you can do that. What you're saying is being done and can be done. That's you can do that. That's absolutely within the rules. If you want to go and spend 20 grand, 30 grand, 50 grand on a fish from wherever, have it in your pond for 5 weeks, take it to the show. That's different from Koi Water Barn turning up, going, we're allowed to show our fish now. And Tony goes, oh yeah, let's, and they just put in 5 1 meter go Sankey that it's just like, well, there's no point fighting that, is there? So that's where it's got to be. It's a hobbyist show for hobbyists that are hobbyists. I get it, and that's why change it. Why if it works, let's just stick to it. There's other shows that people can attend that have different rules.
Yeah, there is, mate. And that the be all and end all of it is the National Koi Show is not the only show. And I don't know personally, and correct me if I'm wrong, if anybody else knows it, I don't know if Ron's been prevented from entering any of the others, or whether it's just the particular one. I don't know.
I think it's national, isn't it? And it's just purely that he's paid to work as I am. So if I turned up, I can't show him, and I get that. And it's a gutter for that one individual. Or I get it is a nightmare, but there's got to be a line, isn't there? Because otherwise, I agree, Rick.
I'm not trying to make an argument to say that what they're doing is wrong, because I'm not. I'm saying I agree that do your own part of your own koi dealership or import a business or commercial koi breeding or enterprise, including in holding shares or having a financial interest. If you answer to that is yes, then you're not eligible to be as a hobbyist.
Yeah, but that because you're not a hobbyist anymore. You're part of the industry, and but this is they can fine tune these rules. But to be fair, they've just kind of taken over, and they're just trying to get it. The first thing they put out, suddenly all YouTubers kind of couldn't show their fish because they've got to clarify it.
Let's just nip something in bud beforehand. There's people that are putting in here. So how does that affect Vince? Well, it doesn't affect Vince, does it? Because Vince is not employed. What we're saying.
Vince is right on that. He's right on that cusp. So he comes and volunteers for us, but he is associated with us. But he's also associated with every other shop within an area that he can get to.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. How far along the line do you go before you go, well, he's associated and he's not? I mean, let's face it. Rocket Boy also goes and does the same thing. And then we've got Tony Farlow Coy that loves buying fish and he's passionate about it and spends a lot of time there. But that doesn't necessarily mean he's associated in that sense of nor Vince nor Dave. when does a hobby that you get passionate about become?
But this
something
is
that prevents you
our
from-
thing. So Lee set up Tafagoot. But he's kind of gone down that road because he's kind of been pushed into it because he was getting too involved with people in the industry that people were then moaning. He's part of exclusive. He's part of this. So rather than causing a problem, he's kind of gone, well, I'll be a dealer then, and step away from it. He doesn't want to cause any. But is that? I don't know if that's not a good thing, is it? Surely he's one of the people that's promoted the national the last few years more than anyone, and feels he can't now be a hobbyist in it. He's had to go down a different road. It's just mental, but that's the way he can carry on his love for it, but he's doing it as a dealer now rather than a hobbyist.
I do. I mean, that comment that's just come in there. Truthfully, I disagree. Why are we turning away people that are passionate about the hobby? And that, to me, is the only one. I mean, competition's competition, and the whole idea of showing something against somebody else's, whether it be a dog, whether it be horses, whether it be fish, whether it be whatever it be, whether it be about cars or whatever. The whole idea is competing with what you believe to be your very best of what you've got against somebody else's very best of what they've got. And if you win, brilliant. If you don't, you know, you might even have a direct competition between, let's say, if I showed mine, and my competition might be to actually beat just Vince or beat Rocket Boy as my own level of competition, where I want to think I'm not going to get out there and I'm not going to beat these guys that have been doing it for 20, 30, 40 years and have got the best pond, the best fish. But I can give myself something and a target to work towards. For me, I think it's crazy that they actually want to turn away anybody to the point of.
I don't think they want to turn away anybody, do they? The point is they don't want to turn away anybody, but it is a hobbyist show, so they have to have a point to stop underhanded dealers putting fish in.
And there will be, and exactly that, Rick. There will be people out there as a dealer that will go,
It's happened forever, mate. It's always happened.
exactly. Take this fish on, take it to the show, you'll win, give it back to me when you're finished, or put it in your pond. I just want the title. And they're trying to prevent it.
Yeah, I don't. It's just, I think it's mental. I do, but yeah, I think there's other. The thing is, there's the national is one show. If it is the hobbyist show, then keep it as a hobbyist show. And if another show wants to open its doors to anyone, fantastic. And if that show becomes more popular because it's got a greater expanse of fish, great. There's people saying, "Oh, we should have an English show. You can have all the English farms or whatever. Or you could have this farm, or you could have only fish that have been in the country for years." Or there's variants to everything.
To me, it means one thing, really, more than anything, Rick. If it means that this is the case here, then it just purely shows that there's need for more shows.
But they got to work financially, haven't they?
Yeah.
And the national's magic because you've got the hobbyist fish in the centre. 90 odd vats are the best hobbyist fish in the country. And on the outside, every dealer that wants to can take their best fish.
Yeah.
They're not, so you can go and see the best
So,
fish.
I mean, if we had more shows and that kind of thing could go on, then we'd be able to see. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I go to shows for one reason and one reason only, and that's to see beautiful fish. To be honest, guys, and I'm going to be true for you, I don't give a feck who wins it. I'm not bothered about the results of the winner. I mean, yes, I have stood there and I'll applaud the people that have won because they've done a fantastic job. But for me, the main attraction of going there is to see those beautiful fish. That's it. End of. I'm not bothered about who takes home a trophy. I'm not bothered about what that fish looks like when it's in his pond. I'm not bothered about what he has to do to get it. I'm bothered about me being able to go there and appreciate all what they've done for that show to be put on for me to look at. And that's it.
Seska's put a comment in now, but I think that's the biggest issue.
Cheers.
If I had to
Good
compete
light.
against professionals, that's fair enough. Yeah, I agree.
But the thing is, it's like when the dealers had their 8 vats.
Having their own.
Yeah, but when they had their 8 vats and there was a shortage of vats for the hobbyists to go to, what's actually going to bring more people to the show? The dealers' vats or the hobbyists showing their fish in those vats? And that's where it's a money game, and they've got to do that. When it comes to a point, I think when they struggle to occupy all of those vats, then yeah, put it to the dealers or get more vats. But the hobbyists are the ones that are going to bring those fish in, and I think that's the way it needs to be. I'm particularly 100% with Seska, what she's saying. You want to be competing against people that have genuinely, like Vince. He's picked those fish up from Rick, taken them home, reared them on, grown them. Shut up, Peacock. Grown them on, and now wants to show them. Seska, the Shiro that she bought last year. I'm gagging to see that fish. And that's what it should be all about.
I get that, but I think the dealers' vats are part of the show, giving something back to the dealers, because the dealers put a lot of money in to be there, and it gives them somewhere to present their fish as well.
Equally, they could put a vat out the front of their huts.
Yeah, to be fair, they could do their own little bit with a vat outside their own establishment to put their fish in, that they want to say, these are our fish that we're showing in our own little competition for everybody else to.
You can't though, can it? Because they got limited. They can only go to the boundaries. You got your footfall, and then you got limited space to sell your fish from. So you can't have a vat with these 4 are lovely, but they're not really for sale. Or
there's plenty of room out the front, isn't there, that they could put the vat there.
Yeah, I'll take a vat and set it up in Ryan's and just ram it in against it and put my fish in there.
I'm just trying. I think this is like the comments that people are putting. It should be case by case basis, and if someone is found guilty of borrowing koi, then in my eyes, if somebody's doing that, then they should be banned for lifetime and not allowed to compete, because you're not competing yours. I do agree with a lot of the rules and a lot of the stuff that they've got in. I just do think that it's a little bit grey area on some of the stuff. But Sesku's put, you might not be bothered, Gaz, but a lot of us are. I'm not saying you shouldn't be, love. I'm just saying for me, that's why I go to the show. Don't get me wrong. It's nice to see all my friends that have got taken awards or purchased beautiful fish to show and taken them this season to show and get some awards out of it. That's fantastic. It's brilliant. But for me, the genuine buzz for me was just, I went to Japan. I saw that show over there, and I didn't care whether they were Dainichis. I didn't care whether they were Sakaguchi. I wasn't bothered whose the fish were. All I was bothered about was seeing beautiful fish of that quality and that stature. And that's what impressed me. I didn't understand 90% of the people that were in that room to have any formal conversation with them. But it didn't stop the enjoyment of me enjoying looking at those fish for what they were. Stunning, beautiful, well-presented, well-natured koi at the best of the very best. And that, to me, is what the show's all about for the Joe public going to look at it.
The whole point is the show's different for everyone, isn't it? So different people.
Yeah, it is, mate, 100%. Yeah.
I'll walk around with a totally different set of eyes or thoughts to you or to someone else, or the first time people walking around that just like, oh, look at that goldfish, it's massive. I like the big yellow one. To the next person that, oh, I'd love to know the bloodline of that. The fucking quality, skin quality, that's amazing. I would love to have a fish for that. Totally different, isn't it? And that's kind of the beauty of the Hobbit. I don't think it's an argument. It's just the people that put the show on have to have some regulation and rules, because that's just, you just do, don't you? That's, you've got to look after the fish, you've got to look after the water, and you've got to look after the people that are showing the fish to make sure it's a fair and unbiased. The judges, and I've offered Alan loads of money to judge for my fish. He won't have none of it. tight gear.
You need
Next thing, someone go, the judges are being bribed. Oh, what? It's like, what?
This the one thing for the National Koi Show. 100%. The damnedest they do and the damnedest they don't. No matter what choice they decided to actually make, there was always going to be somebody that gets pissed off or upset or disgruntled about their decision. And at the end of the day, the decision is down to them for them to make. And for those that don't like it, then to me, your way of dealing with that is to participate within the meetings, participate within the get-togethers to see and put your point across, as opposed to standing behind a keyboard giving it, I don't fucking like it, I don't fucking like it, this is not right, this is not fair. Although you're right and entitled to your opinion, the way to make changes is to be involved and see where you can go and what you can get involved with making those changes and helping to make the difference. But it's difficult for them to be right or wrong.
Well, not. I think they put out a fair thing, didn't they? If you do this, this, and this, you're a hobbyist. You do this and this, you're not a hobbyist. That's our line this year or whatever. These are our rules, and yeah, and there is always going to be people that are on the edge. And I'd say we can bring Vince and Rockboy up, and it's not just them. There's loads of people that love the hobby that get involved with dealers to get perhaps say too close, but you can't help that. That's the hobby, isn't it? You know, Tom comes to see us. If he comes to see us 5 times, that make him seeing us too often. He got to go somewhere else this week.
Yeah,
I think what they've done is very, very much. Are you a paid professional in the industry? Yes or no, kind of thing. That's sensible, isn't it? And yes,
yeah, I mean, that's the fine. That's a straight point cut. In the industry, you get paid. If you don't get paid, end of.
Pretty much, yeah. And we'll see if you
Doesn't need to be any more complex or complicated than that, does it?
no, because at the end of the day, if they sell, do you sell fish? Well, virtually all koi hobbyists do, don't they? If you want to collect,
I mean,
fish, you've got to turn fish over because what do you do with them? So,
yeah, you're Rick, you're 100% right there. Let's say the vast majority of people that show fish, they show fish to a point. Once that fish has got beyond its stage of quality to be shown, it's moved on, and therefore you're selling fish. So when you're selling something on, does that then mean that you should not be able to participate because you've profited from the sale of a fish? How far do you go with the line?
profited? You're joking.
Well, maybe no. Yeah, maybe that was a silly thing to say. Perhaps maybe not so much profited, but you've recuperated some of your cost by selling some of your fish.
There's always a turnover. They know that, and they put that in the thing at the end of the day. That's fine. I think what they've done is it's fine. It's sensible. And
there's a few. That's why I thought we'd bring it up. We'd have a talk about it. We'd have a chat about it because although there's argument for it and for his friends and for people to get behind Ron. And Ron, if you're watching, mate, I'm not behind you. I do think
resign for a week.
I mean, that's saying something, though, isn't it? When an individual that's passionate about it actually stipulates to the point where if I want to compete, I might have to resign from a position. Do you really need to? Does it really make that much of a detrimental difference to your life if you don't compete in one show out of how many where you could compete?
Yeah, but it's also, imagine you've been gearing up for 2 years, preparing fish for the national and whatever. I can get it is you've been allowed to show, you've been out, you pick your fish, you condition them, you spent all this time, and suddenly actually you're not eligible. You're not allowed now, even though you did have a VAT, you haven't now. I get it. It must be quite crushing, but yeah. That's, I don't know. Who knows?
There we go. That was a bit of a topic.
Are you looking forward to Ollie?
No. I agree with Rick that you've got to have a defining line, and I think they defined it yeah, if you make a living out of koi, you shouldn't go. Simple.
I can show mine now. I don't barely make a living.
Well,
Tom, what's your take? What's your opinion?
Yeah, I think you need some sort of rules to try and equalise everything. You know, but most hobbyists are moving fish on all the time. So I might buy 10 small fish, grow them on, keep 2. You know, like you say, where do you draw the line? I think it's a little bit unfair, maybe, if you do work in a koi dealership and you've got your own pond at home, you know, and you do want to show them. I see that side of it as well, because you're not the actual director, are you? Making the bulk of the money. We're just there for a wage.
I think it was like Colin said, though, potentially was working at a dealer is going to be buying those fish at a cheaper
Trust me,
price.
if there's anybody working at a fucking dealers, they ain't getting paid enough to be buying them fucking fish in first place. That is for fucking sure.
That's probably
So
true.
whatever they're doing and whatever they're buying, or whether they're working at a dealers or not, they have to fucking save up to buy those
Yeah,
fish.
I think you need the rules though to try and give everybody a equal footing, so to speak.
It is. No, I think what they put out is absolutely fine, but you can go stupid. Can't you? You can go, well, he's a multi-millionaire. It's not equal. I only earn 20 grand a year. Well, fair. But that's the reality. At the end of the day, it is what it is. And if someone could present a fish they brought as a small one, and at 4 years old, they bring a 70 centimetre fish that looks mint, fair play. And to be fair, they're probably they're cacking themselves more about that fish going to the show than the guy that's got millions taking a fish.
yeah,
No business, is it? Whatever. But that's
I just think there's an easy way around it. What they could do is they could make a show for National Koi Show hobbyists and a National Koi Show
Dealers.
well, maybe dealers, maybe people that are restricted because of the hobbyist regulations.
It's the attendance, though, isn't it, Gaz?
Do you honestly think there wouldn't be an attendance if they brought out another show? I think if they brought out another show, there'd be just as much attendance there, because the vast majority of people love the show scene, love the Koi summer, with all the show scenes to go to, and just want more of them to go to.
Yeah, but it's not the same, is it? You know, when you get there at the National and you're bumping into people that have either seen you or you hadn't seen for the last year, and you have a good old chinwag, have a few drinks in the evening, it's a brilliant atmosphere. Watch Rick pull the handle off the door. You can't beat it.
Exactly.
But the dealers, would I really want to? Well, I particularly wouldn't, obviously, drive 5 hours up to a dealer show just to see some good fish. And
Matt's just
You are not quite the hobbyist I thought you was, Matt.
no, because I'm about the hobbyists, not about the dealers. Would you, Rick? Would you drive up there? If there was 20 vats?
I was already there, mate. I'd fly up there the week before.
It's all right then. My question on the flip of what you just said, then, Matt. Would you ever want to go to the All Japan Koi Show?
Yes.
They're
but
all
that's-
fucking dealers.
because that is the once, isn't it? It's in Japan.
Yeah, exactly. So
So
why
it
not
is in Japan.
have a one-off event like that in the same?
Do a quick poll. Do a quick poll. Would you on there? Would you travel up to go and see?
Let's see.
Travel where?
Oh.
Sorry?
Would you travel up north? Let's say, would you go 4 hours to go and look at a dealer's show more than once? So
Nope.
obviously everybody's going to go and see it once.
If there was enough dealers there, you know, and I mean quite a lot of dealers, then I think I'd make the effort, yeah. But if it was only 5 or 6 dealers, then probably not. You know, there'd have to be enough there to draw you up there in the first place, wouldn't there?
I don't know where about to go on with this. I don't know what the dealer show is now.
You know, that's one of the reasons why I do like the National. We've got a lot of dealers there.
On a show, isn't there?
And also, do you think the dealers would go if there was, let's say, then going by what Tom's saying, there's 20 dealers there. Obviously, there's 20 dealers there, but if would 20 dealers go along to a show where they're in competition to sell their hardware or fish with 20 other dealers sat there?
But what's the main attraction? Just because the dealers are going to show some fish?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So are you going to travel all the way up there, 4-hour drive to go?
No,
and
because
look
the problem with that is they all have to undercut each other, and no one makes a profit.
So the dealers then would not attend, would they? Because they're not making any money.
Who's going to this show, Matt?
Exactly.
It happens in other countries where they have them doing it. So you say all this, it wouldn't happen, but it happens elsewhere. So why couldn't it or wouldn't it happen in the UK?
What do you mean? The All Japan show is all
Dealers.
They're privately owned. No, but there's no dealers selling fish. It's privately owned fish.
There is dealers selling fish.
It's
There's all dealers selling fish. There is.
It's farms selling the fish.
Yeah, but those farms, the fish at the show are all owned by people. The farms are dealing with them, taking them. In fact, Narita's taken 45% or whatever of them for whoever. But they're the best fish but the All Japan they are the best fish in the world. Literally the best, every variety of every type and size, and that's why you go to the All Japan. Surely.
Yeah, I suppose it's the pinnacle, isn't it? It's the show.
Yeah. And those fish are owned by people, but the farms have looked after them to make them the best. Different world, isn't it? If people left their fish for Christ, I don't know what I'll be taking.
Yeah, I must admit, I would have saved up and go to the All Japan show one year.
Technically, the dealers are all there, are showing the very best of the coin because they're taking them there to sell. They're just not competed and given certificates and rosettes. They're just stuck in boxes and saying, thank you very much. And then another one for next customer, next customer, next customer. They're showing them anyway, aren't they? I mean, what's the difference between that and showing them in a vat in their establishment?
I don't quite get where you go. So, where are we talking about now?
When you go to a show, the full surrounding parameter of the whole thing has got every dealer there that's got there, and they've got all the good fish, all the top-notch Nisai, Tosai, whatever, and they're bringing all those fish there to sell.
Are they the best fish? No, not necessarily. Most dealers have got their heads together at taking fish that are going to be unique in a way. So either the cheapest, the best, the biggest for their age, the different varieties, whatever. There's no point all of them taking the same stock, is there? So they don't. So you walk around, some of them will have the same stock because they got the same suppliers or whatever. And generally, the price at the show becomes quite keen because, oh, mate, over there's got your same fish over there. Well, I have to knock the price down a bit.
Inevitably, that's what they all do.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, isn't it? So if you had a dealer-only show where you've got to say, right, 30 dealers are going to go to a showground, take their fish, and they've got to spend $5,000 to be there. They've got to now try and sell their fish against everyone else. Everyone's going to like.
So I went to Ricky Stoddart's, one of his events that he did, and that was literally just him as a dealer there with his fish for sale and a little bit of a cinema and a bit of a you pick and look and great. And that day were brilliant, man. It were ace.
Yeah, but that's when he had like one of his grow-on events and whatever.
Yeah,
it was on a Takata. So, but that was around the people that had brought those fish and he'd grown them, and they went to go and get them and discuss them and all the rest of it. So it was made an event from an event kind of thing, isn't it? Yeah, but the thing is, if you put all those like-minded people together, it becomes a great day. Did you buy anything?
That was a question, guys.
No, actually, mate, I can't remember.
But
I don't think I actually did because I'd gone on the second day, which was more just it was open to the public. And the first day for the purchase and everything was the day prior. I'd gone for the open day for the public to come and have a look around. I mean, no, I don't think I did, but I've been to many a show and not purchased anything. I've been to many a shop
Tight
and not
wad.
purchased anything.
Fucking Yorkshireman, isn't he? And he hadn't even got a pond. What he's not told anyone, he hasn't even got a pond. This whole
Well,
thing-
the vast majority there, we've got 3 people that said yes and 11 people that said no, 160 people that...
I think that's a bit of it's just. I mean, the Brit Koi shows.
Colin, I have bought a good 3 or 4 of my fish have come from shows, Colin. I have purchased them. I'm just particular about what I purchase and what I buy, and it being a little different.
Right, Rick.
There we go. So that right there you go.
What's the spectacle man doing?
I need to read.
What?
Guys,
Oh,
question time.
Oh,
question
what's
time.
going on
Are you
here?
slipping,
Oh,
are you
here
slipping
we
into
go.
that one? Right, ladies and gents. That's sorry if I missed a lot of the comments in there, but that was. I know there's probably a lot of people that have had a lot of things that they all wanted to say about that. But yeah, I think we've hashed it out a little bit. I think the vast majority of the panel agrees that they can only do what they can do, and we agree with what they have done.
Yeah. Mate, I'm looking forward to the national one. And
Yeah,
you
I am.
can't have someone like Ron that can't, but
Shit happens, doesn't it? It's one of those things. There's nothing stops him from competing at all the others. So, right, ladies and gents, we've got a little bit of a quiz
payback, I think, is coming. Isn't it?
payback. All it-
Unfortunately, Matt doesn't know I've got to go upstairs and sort the bathroom out because it's
like shite. we're gonna do a little bit of a quiz questions and stuff like that, like Rick did with.
You want to need a pen and paper?
Well, obviously, because how are you going to write down your answers?
Not having any cheating.
No one has informed me of this, so I'm sat here with nothing.
It's the same rules as last week, ladies and gents. We have the capabilities of answering a few questions, and it's going to be you guys versus Rick. Rick's going to get 20 to 30 seconds, depending, before you guys start putting in your answers of what they are and what you think your answers are to the question. We're going to give Rick a chance to answer them first, and then we're going to go with you guys to be put in your point and what you think and what you think your answers are. And we'll see how well. Are you keeping tallies?
I can do.
It's a poor do when you have to log in somebody else's account just so you can get your point across in it. Right then, we'll wait for him to come back with his pen and his paper, and we'll go for it. How many did you do?
10.
10. Right, I've got 10. You've got 10.
Actually, Ollie and Tom, you could do this as well at the same
You
time.
could actually, Ollie and Tom. You could be a part of this because then it might not be as bad as you. Well, you might make me and Matt look really good from last week, or you could make us look really shit. Which is probably going to be more the latter. Loads of comments coming in. Rick's been scared. He's run off to the bathroom, or he's gone to go grab his pen. We'll touch back on a couple of more topics after the quiz, and I ain't got shit tons of polls for you this week, guys. We're just going to let this roll and see how it goes.
Been researching.
Uh-oh.
Apparently, we haven't got a pen in the toilet.
Are you ready, Rick? Who's going to go first then, guys?
You can.
You
I'll let you do your 10, then I'll do my 10.
No, do take it in turns.
All right, go on then, I'll do. I hope we haven't got the same questions.
No, you shouldn't have because I gave them to you yesterday.
Yeah, you're right, you did.
Hang on, whose team's Tom on here?
Who's what?
Whose team's Tom on? And Ollie, I want Ollie. I
Hang
want Ollie and Tom on my team.
Ollie and Tom are on their own team if they want to participate. You're on your own team,
No.
and then we've got versus the public.
I'll observe.
Got twice as many sheets now. If I folded this 52 times, how far would it go?
You'd not be able to fold it any more than 7. It's physically impossible.
I don't know.
Right, you ready then, Rick?
Got it.
Go on, then,
It's
start it off.
At what age and years do jumbo koi commonly exceed 80 centimeters?
that's what farm you at, mate?
Commonly.
This is all on an average on a
A Google question.
yeah, more or less.
There we go. So the first question, and again, Matt, if you want to repeat it for the audience, just in case they missed it.
At what age in years do jumbo koi commonly exceed 80 centimeters? Obviously, there's lots of different.
Do you want it
variances.
Japanese or English?
Japanese. That's American.
Smart ass. Right then, question number 2.
Oh, not show me answer.
Well,
Because they're putting your answer.
we'll wait. Do you want to do? We're going to do it that way. Do it. We don't want to be influencing anybody in the comments.
I can't see the chat. Oh shit!
Okay, yeah. Right, sweet. Well, go on then.
Just change that one.
1 second.
Mo Matero did an 80 centimeter fish at 3 years old the other day.
Average.
Average. Sorry, average.
How long would it take? Go on then. So, an 80 centimeter fish from yourself, how long would it take?
6 years average, but 4 years at Mo Matero.
That's not bad, actually. Google says 7.
Google's out of date, mate. I'm getting a point for that. Right, 1-0 to me.
Oh, hang about. If it don't match the answers on Matt's sheet,
No, it's got to be what's on mine.
it's technically incorrect.
Definitely not.
Gazza's Pond, 25 years. Pick off, Craig. Right then. That was question number 1. Question number 2. Audience participation after Rick has wrote down his answer.
They can go. They can go whenever they like.
Which koi variety is known as the dragon koi? Which
That's
koi
clean, yeah.
variety is known as the dragon koi?
I think I spelled it wrong first time. Can I go now?
Yeah. You definitely spelled it wrong both times.
Did not. You just said translation.
Go on then, ladies and gents. What do you think? What's your stab at that one? Which koi variety is known as the dragon koi?
Where's my chat gone?
And for an extra, we still got. Hang about. Where's our answers gone?
See,
Oh.
Daniel Adams is right. 4. Easy nowadays. Google's well wrong. Craig Stubbs, Kajaku, what are you doing?
So we got Kajaku, we've got Kumonru, we've got Kobayashi's Aragoke, a butterfly or longfin, Kumonru, Kikikuru.
Drag her like Craig's answer there.
That's sexist, mate. We've all seen how sweet Zoe is tonight.
The answer is the most common used to describe the dragon koi is the Kikikikuru and the Bene Kikikikuru. So all those other ones are incorrect.
Right, next one.
Next one from you, Matt.
At what age and years are female koi typically at their peak breeding potential?
I don't know where to go with that.
Sounds right.
Peak as in mass egg production or
Yeah.
fertility or game for
Fertility.
it or
Peak.
bit
So
food, yeah.
you want the best hatch, so the peak has in the fertility in numbers.
My next one's going to get you, Rick, good and proper, just like you did with some of yours.
Right, I've gone for that.
5.
5.
Fuck.
Well,
You are smack on. 5 it is.
Make sure you keep a tally of all the answers, Matt.
I'm 100%, mate.
You didn't get this one.
Just in case, I'm just, just general knowledge question will be the next question for you, Rick.
Oh, nice. I like that.
You might not do. Which is the smallest country in the world by land area?
Can I share the answer already?
Yeah.
Bastardo. Come on.
Ah, that surprised me, man. Didn't you get that one?
It's a beer, mate. It's full of knowledge.
Yes, all those pub quizzes. Yes, Michael. There we go.
Oh, Gas is gutted. You can see
I
it.
thought that one would have got you. I did actually think that one would have got you.
This might work.
Oh,
General knowledge, this one.
I don't like the sound of this already.
What animal is a chucker?
Oh,
Oh, no.
I won't show you yet.
Chucker.
A what?
Chucker.
Chucker? We said ducker.
Chucker. Spelt Chukar.
Chaka.
No, I might have to change my answer. Chucker.
Come on, Rick.
I'm still staying with it.
We got?
Deer.
No. Do you know this one, Ollie?
A ducker. I'm sure a ducker was it.
No, I've heard of it. I can't.
It's a bird, more or less identical to a partridge.
Oh, there we go. We got rodent, deer, game bird. Helen knows how to put a bird.
Helen would know the answer to that
Oh,
one.
mate. I've blown it. I feel gutted now. I've blown it. How did I not get that? The old chucker. Right, come on, guys. You're out to get me here.
I'm going to try get you with the next one as well.
Bird. There's a lot of birds coming. I think Google's just gone ping. My phone will go in a minute. Most searched thing in England. What's a chucker?
What is the only planet in our solar system that rotates on its side?
Oh, I know that as well.
Shout for the Switch. Ez will know.
I should know this. I do know this. How many rings has it got, Gaz?
I'm not that. There's no clues. I just want to be able to get you on one, at least one.
I've gone 50-50. Can I phone a friend? Earth and Saturn.
Incorrect.
Come on. Neptune. Everyone's going Neptune. Oh no, Uranus and
Yeah. For all those that answered Uranus, you was correct.
bam. That's 2 out of 2 I got wrong. It's gone. Time for a beer.
Matt, what number are we on?
Good question. That.
Well-
How do we know it revolves on its side? Because where's its top and bottom?
Oh,
Good.
Who proved that?
What?
Who proved it?
Don't worry about that. It's just you was wrong. I didn't never heard us query any of your questions.
No, you're right. There was
You
not.
just took it as face value that we lost.
You can query this one, by the way, that I pronounce it. Been practicing this one all day. I still can't do it. Can't do it for laughing. How many pharyngeal teeth?
pH.
Well, yes, that's what I thought. Now, if you do ChatGPT or Google and ask how you actually say it, it says it starts with an F. Foo.
No, pH sounds like an F.
Yeah, but an I does as well.
Pharyngeal. Pharyngeal.
It's not though. F. They're saying that.
He obviously knows the answer though, Matt, doesn't he?
Go on then. Anyway, write down the answer. Moving on.
What was the question? I don't even. What's the question?
How many does a koi have?
I don't know. 12.
Is that your final answer?
No. But if you said it correctly first time, I would have got it before I started laughing and forgot the answer.
8, 14.
Do you want the answer?
Let the public get them in there first. We've got 2 answers at first. One at 8, one at 14, one at 8.
It's not many.
We're not getting it.
I've gone 4.
16. We've still got somebody answering bird.
I've gone 4 pharyngeal teeth. They're the big ones at the front.
12. 5.
10.
They have not got 10.
They have got 10.
Steve, the bodyguard's Googled it. He's got 10. I must get an extra bonus point for saying it right.
Google says 12 to 15.
Oh, Matt, come on.
I'm ChatGPT.
For a bonus point, what do they use them for?
Crushing the
Probably
food.
body cats, as I heard Matt say it. Right then, your next one again.
Oh, mate, I'm on a bad. I've lost 3 out of 3 here.
This one you'll get. But let's see if the public know. Which scientist proposed the 3 laws of motion? That was which scientist proposed the 3 laws of motion? Satin. Some people are lagging. Big time.
There's definitely a lag going on here.
Have you got your answer, Rick?
I have, but I might change it now, seeing some answers coming in.
The Apple guy.
I don't think Newton did the 3 laws of motion. He worked out gravity, things fell on him. I'm pretty sure I could have worked that out. Is motion not about relativity?
Which scientist proposed the 3 laws of motion?
I've changed my answer really quick there. So Isaac Newton.
It was Isaac
Good.
Newton. after you changed your answer. So we'll go with your first one that said something
Einstein.
different. Einstein. There we go. Incorrect.
You've only
Matt,
got
put him down
to-
as an incorrect. You can't change his. We weren't allowed to change any of ours.
I've
You've only
marked
got
it wrong. Look, I'm more honest than right with you. I've marked all. I'm the harshest critic. I've marked them all as wrong. I'm gonna have to.
It's all relative, Rick, and it was. You're right. For all those that put down Sir Isaac Newton, it was Sir Isaac Newton.
It is relative.
So, question 5.
Oh shit! I'm
From
on
me.
9. This is normal pub quiz for me. What happened to the other 4 questions?
That's Gaz's. So, yeah, 5 plus 4.
That's not confusing, is it?
Now, if a koi pond turnover rate is once every 90 minutes, how many complete turnovers occur in 24 hours?
Cheers.
Repeat that again, Matt, for everybody else as well.
If a koi pond turnover rate is once every 90 minutes, how many complete turnovers occur in a 24-hour period?
The same time I go on a bender for. Oh fuck! I forgot the question again. I think I got that wrong.
No, Colin, they weren't, mate. There was 4 of them. There was 4 of them or 5 of them that were absolutely non-koi related at all.
Football, fuck's sake. I was
Yeah,
still,
put football in it for a start.
I'm still arguing that one in the morning.
We got 18, 18, 18, 18, 18, 16, 16. 18. Rick's changing his answer. 16.
No, I put 18 hours. I lost the plot, but I did put 18.
18.
It's 16.
It's not 16. Do the maths. It can't be. Oh my god! He's got it wrong.
Mr. Tate might be right. Stop chat GPT questions.
We got a lot of other people that are saying 16, 16, 16, 16. There's a lot of 16s.
I'm going to ask that question without. Hang on.
Yeah, there's a question of the evening. Here's one for you. 146 watching. Why only 51 likes?
Because no one gets what's going on here. Surely, if you divide, it's got to be 18.
No, it's 16.
An
Definitely
hour and a
16.
half divided by 24, guys.
It
That's the
can't
answer.
be 16. It cannot be 16.
90 minutes divided by 24.
90 minutes is 1.5 hours.
Yeah, divided by 24 is what?
I don't know. It doesn't work like that if you do them hours. My God.
That's what it's saying on ChatGPT. Google.
Stop chat TV. You've got 24. If it's once, if
Four
it's once an
cycles
hour,
every
it's
6
24.
hours. It's 4 cycles every 6 hours. 4, 8, 12, 16.
No.
That's what
12 plus 6 is not 16.
I'm just reading the comments.
But 12 plus 6 is not 16. Is it?
No, it'd be
I'm the
18.
drunkest one here, and I still know that's wrong.
That was Matt's question, mate, not mine.
Oh my God. I'll get a bonus point for this.
I shall let Matt judge that one for whether or not. My next question that I've got: during which historic period in Japan did selective breeding of koi begin to flourish among farmers?
Oh, was that the end of your question?
Yeah. During which historic period in Japan did selective breeding of koi begin to flourish among farmers? Is Tom asleep? All right, he might be.
Nearly.
Are we looking for the emperor's name, like Shogun?
Yeah, there's a name period. We got Meiji.
Can I get the right year?
No, it's not a year.
Yeah, but it's 1917 to 1926. Would that do? There's an era. Tashu Sankey.
It's a period. I'm looking for an actual name, not a year.
I've gone for a decade. It could be the one before that he was a bit non-discriminating.
It was the Edu period.
The Edu, and what years? Was that? When
Period.
did that run? What years?
Let me see. You only get half a point.
The Ming dynasty.
Yeah.
And wasn't that like Gordon, Flash Gordon?
Well, go on. What was your year, Rick?
I was going for 1910 to 1917.
Oh, you were way out because it's 1603 to 1868.
Wow. They didn't even have cart then.
Apparently they did.
Minging, that is. I got that way wrong, didn't I?
Edu. Come on. Oh, we got one right answer. Yes. Edu period.
Hello
But
to him.
it's
Steve-
actually
Steve
EDO,
Rock.
not EDU.
Matt, have you worked it out yet? Halfway
Yeah.
between 12 and 24.
It says, hang on, I've got to go back to it. Oh, where's it gone to?
18.
No more.
Oh, shit. Where did it go? Where it was? Yeah, 18. You got 1886. Well, no, Mick, it was 1868. From 1603 to 1868. Yeah. And Paul's way behind. He's still answering 16 for the pond filter running system time. What question number was that, Matt?
Can I answer this whole turnover thing? Right, halfway between 12 and 24. What is it?
Halfway between 12 and 24?
Yeah.
12.
It's what?
Oh, sorry, between 12 and 24.
Halfway between 12
halfway
and
between
24.
24 and 12, but you're halfway between that 16.
So
No, it's not.
18.
18.
Oh,
says-
still getting answers coming in saying
It
16.
is fucking 18.
okay, right, Rick. So it says
There's 6 hours either side of 18, 12, 24. It's like the clock we all use.
no.
Matt,
What
what's
happens
your
between...
explanation for it? You might as well just give him the 1 point. He's got 12 wrong.
I haven't. I've got
Because
1, 2.
Right,
I've got
so it
five, the
says
last
on there-
5 wrong.
24 hours times 60 minutes is 1,440 minutes. Turnover 1,440 minutes divided by the 90 minutes is equal to 16. It's a common regular mistake for people to say 18. It is not.
No, it's a common mistake to make because if your pond turns
Check
over
out
every
Amanda's
90
comment
minutes,
there. There are 1,440 minutes in a 24 hours. 24 hours times 60 minutes divided the total minus the interval gives you a total occurrence of 16.
Boom. Got you, Rick.
no, you haven't. I don't care how you do the maths. If
You're
it's
wrong.
1.5 hours.
All I know one thing, tomorrow morning you're going to be sat in your office and you're going to be writing all this out.
I won't.
Because you ain't
I've
going
got to
to
sort shit out.
Right, on this one, next one. How many principal koi varieties are recognized by the major Japanese show organizations?
Oh, man, this could well. Yeah.
3.
What in the All Japan show?
Yeah, how many principal koi varieties are recognized by the major Japanese show organizations?
You see it.
I hate it when Rick's written his answer straight down like that. It's like he knows it.
I knew the last one. You can keep arguing, but there's no way it's 16. It's definitely 18. This answer's 22, I believe.
We got 32, 9, 18, 169, 16, 8. Sean Williams has just done the breakdown again. 1.5 hours.
It's not 1.5 hours. This is the issue. It's 90 minutes.
Which is 1.5 hours, isn't it?
If you do that
16.
in decimal, it's wrong, you plonker. It's not.
I'm glad Matt, there's one thing I'm glad about is it didn't have anything like this to say about any of my questions.
You know, I did sit there for ages trying to find real controversial
Real
ones.
difficult ones.
No, you just
Stupid one.
GPT. 1.5 is not the same as 90 minutes. You're working in different thingamajiggies. I'm gonna get a referee on this quiz.
I think you'll know my next one anyway, but I think this will be a good one for
Who wins the World Cup in 2026?
No, this is Koi related, mate. This is a Koi related one.
I'm gonna dye my hair red and white.
What term describes the net?
We ain't given an answer yet for the koi
Oh,
varieties.
sorry, my bad. Go on, as you were.
22.
I reckon we just won't move on because it's going to cause controversial.
No, it's 22.
Well, they're saying 16.
Who?
Hang on. I can tell you.
Matt, I knew we should have double checked your questions.
It is the All Japan Nishikoi Promotion Association and the Yen Nippon Kai recognise 13 to 17 principal koi varieties.
16 varieties. That's all that they recognise.
In the Japan show, there's 22 recognised varieties.
It says there, while there are over 100 named types of koi, judging systems typically group them into core sets of recognised classes.
Matt, I asked you at the start of the question, were you asking about the All Japan show? And you said yes, and there's 22. And Mr. Paul Windmill, there are 290 minutes in 3 hours. There are 290 minutes in 3 hours, and there are 8.3 hours and 24. But that I
can't believe you're still stuck on that for a point. Should be more like me, Rick, and just go, feck it. It's just a point.
No, mate, there's no way you can that works. That's just nonsense. That's just playing figures.
It's just maths.
The maths is wrong. Just because there's 290 minutes in 3 hours, and there are
Don't mean it's wrong.
3 hours in 24. That's not the question.
Right then, ladies and gents, we're going to skip that little disagreement that both Matt and Rick are having, and we'll let them battle that one over later on in the after hours. But the next question is from myself, koi related, Rick. What term describes the depth and uniformity of pigment layers in bene that gives the appearance of thickness and richness?
You better repeat that one.
What term describes the depth and uniformity of pigment layers in the bene that gives the appearance of thickness and richness?
That sounded like a statement. What was the question?
What term describes the depth of uniformity of pigment layers? What term?
I've gone for the simple answer here.
It is a simple answer, really, to be fair.
Everyone's disagreeing with this 16 hours, but I'm just not having it. All these mathematicians out there.
No. Greg, incorrect. Sorry, mate. Bruce.
I've gone basically, first answer, quality.
No.
Then Terry. If you ever met him, and he's a bruiser.
It's Atsui, Bene.
Atsui?
Yeah, ATSUI, Bene. Thick, deep, red pigmentation. Got him again, Matt.
You got, yeah, I'm in deep.
What number is that, Matt? What number are we on?
I'm on number, unlucky for some, number 13. In Matt's case, probably number 6.
Yeah.
At Sui, someone got a Coley Coy's either a genius or a Googler. Paul Murray is definitely
Carl is he's just Googling shit out of them all.
16. So if we work this back to front, right, if an hour and a half turnover.
You're going to take us an hour and a half just for him to get over that question.
But there's no way in my brain that can possibly work. Because what happens to the other end of the scale? At 24 hours, what? It's just that makes it doesn't work in my brain. 1.5 hours.
90 minutes.
Exactly. At Suey Benny. Thick and all or quality.
Quality. That's no
Do we get half a mark for quality?
And I will say this: there will be no repeat competition for him to come back
Hang on.
against.
Hold with me. The maths breakdown for 24 hours is times 60 minutes, 1,400 minutes.
You better turn your pump down. It's definitely 16.
I'm going to take
What number
this.
were that, Matt? What number were we on then?
We are now on question 14.
14. That's yours then.
At what pH is ammonia roughly 10 times more toxic than a pH of 7?
4.
At what pH is ammonia roughly 10 times more toxic than a pH of 7?
Is it a baker's dozen less one?
Don't know what that is.
That baker's done 13, less one's 12.
I'm still trying to. How do I make these? Oh, I can make these move. Right, mass breakdown. I'm going still on this one. 30 24 hours.
He's stuck on that one.
You've got to divide 24 hours by 24 to get to minutes. Nah, mate. Paul, me and you have a falling out. 24 hours times 60 minutes. That's not right, though, is it? Because you've got 24 hours. You've got to be broken down into divided by 24 before you begin to get to minutes. Surely you can't just divide 24 hours by 60. You've got to divide 24 hours by 24 to get to single hours before you. No way.
Yeah, let it go, Rick.
I can't let this one go.
Mark is not like me and Matt, is it? We just like accepted the fact that we were wrong or we just didn't know.
Anyway, I've got the answer of 12.
It's actually 8.
What?
10 times more. 10 times more. And I have done, whilst you've been doing gases, I've done 3 or 4 different other ones, and they all say exactly the same. Ammonia is 10 times more.
10 times more toxic at 8.
8. Yeah. So if you got ammonia spike, you want to be bringing it down to 7 for it to be 10 times less dangerous. That's nuts.
Yes,
Everyone's
Google was
still
right.
on the same question.
Right then. This next one for you, koi related yet again. In Deutsche koi, what is the term used to describe irregular or messy scale alignment along the dorsal line?
Oh, but this is like a trick question because you'll think I'm going to put Aragoki down. And I need to put that fucking island stepping stone shit that Alan was on about, like Atsui Hitsui.
So for everybody else again, so you can get the question, in Doitsu Koi, what is a term used to describe irregular or messy scaled alignment along the dorsal line? Have I got you again? Get it.
No, you haven't. Oh yeah, you might have done.
Cheat Koi.
I'm looking at the old comments still because everyone's still
Going on about the hours.
right.
Scales.
If
Cheat Koi.
if the event triggers at every 90-minute interval, it will happen exactly 16 times in 24 hours.
Time to move the koi on.
It will happen 1.5 times.
Bag of shitter. It's a good answer, here.
Oh, well, so I've gone for armor plated or stepping stones.
Incorrect.
No, they're both correct. You just don't know the Japanese term.
The Japanese term, for all those that would like to know, is cherrymen.
And what does that mean?
It means wrinkled, uneven scale in appearance.
Like stepping stones or armor?
Neither.
That's like me all wrinkled.
Kelly, me and Kelly are going to have a cake together one night. Defo. She
Sorry.
agrees. 18. Spinal deformity. Nice.
Got you again, Rick, with
No one's getting me anywhere. I'm still on the same question. Is it 16 or 18?
16.
Right,
Spinal deformity.
Question 16 then. In what year were koi first publicly exhibited at the Tokyo Tasho Exposition? We could go for decade on that one if you want.
1907.
Final answer?
I'm fucking close, aren't I? Higher or lower, Bruce?
No comment.
Craig says 1956.
No, way earlier. I'm much closer.
So again, in what year were koi first publicly exhibited at the Tokyo Tasho Exposition?
Tokyo.
1925.
Oh, Tokyo didn't exist. Oh, no, I could be wrong. 1920.
Great year.
1920. Final answer, Bob.
1956, 1922, 1920.
1914.
1914.
Oh, yeah.
You were close, Rick.
Right
to be
decade.
fair. I would have been miles away if you would ask me that question.
I got the right decade, didn't I?
Yeah, I think I would have struggled to got the right century.
I'm having double points for that because I still can't get 16 and 18 out of my head. It's definitely 18. Come on, guys.
Are you
One more,
ready?
then we need a wee break for the grand finale.
What is the name of the Kiwa style where the edge of the pattern follows the natural curve of each individual scale?
Pee break.
Oh, good man. That was a neat. That you got that one. Hopefully, nobody else managed to see that quick enough. So, for the audience that might be watching, what is the name of the Kiwa style where the edge of the pattern follows the natural curve of each individual scale?
What do you reckon, Tom?
I shall say it again for you, Tina. What was the name of the Kiwa style where the edge of the pattern follows the natural curve of each individual scale?
Marizone or something. I can't remember. I don't know how to say it properly.
Inazuma, Tina's put. Fukarin from Joyce. Mizone or something like that from Craig.
Yeah, I see the same.
Fukarin. I'm shocked Matt asked a question without a 16 in it.
Thanks, Gary.
Alan
Keeping
Tate.
up all night now, thinking about that.
Marazumi,
Marizumi, yeah.
but unfortunately spelt it incorrectly.
Oh,
Mr. Tate, you are correct, but with a slightly different spelling, but I can't say shit about that. It is Marazumi Kiwa. So you are right, Tom. A difficult one. No, I don't know. The other one is Imazume, and I don't know what the third one is. Yeah, I don't know. Can't remember the third one.
We break. Done. Right.
Rick got it right, though, straight off the bat.
I still got 18 right as well.
right. Question 18. Approximately how many chromosomes? does
How
a
many?
cor-
Question what?
18.
Shit.
I'm on 17. Shit, I missed one. Typical pub quiz. Oh, guys, you got one wrong, Alan said.
You got the second one wrong, guys. Oh, balls. It's free, but I don't know. I don't know the other stuff, obviously. I should do some more research on it.
How many chromosomes has what got?
How many chromosomes does a koi have? Approximately to the nearest 10. I'll let you have.
Is it like halfway between 0 and 100?
No.
There's a lot of topic going on here. Are you talking about pairs of chromosomes, X and Y's, or like singles?
I don't know. Chromosomes.
Well, they come in pairs, don't they? So 50 is like 100. I'm just saying, is 50 like 100? Is my answer nearer 100 or nearer 50?
What is a chromosome?
Part of the DNA structure. So I'd say
Cheers, Bill. Good night, mate. Hope he's okay.
100. Matt's giving me the answer. 100. Yes, it's a bit of a round number.
18, Rick.
102. 18. I'll get Holland. Holland. I'm missing the World Cup for this shit, man. 100. I said 50.
Yeah, 100 chromosomes.
Yeah. It is 100.
But they come in pairs, so there's 50. All chromosomes come in pairs, so 50 is correct. I'll have double points, thank you. I must be great at pub quizzes, man. If ever I can remember one.
I was going to say, you must be a nightmare. Pub quiz. I can imagine you standing up arguing with them.
Especially when he's had 1 or 2 more extra pints and a couple of shots at bar on his way back.
We had a massive argument one night. We were leaving, and the lads were going, we won that. And I'm like, no. And then I pulled out the answer pocket. I didn't have a hand it in. It was in my pocket.
What number are we on now, Matt?
19. 18. 18.
18. I'm on question 18. Come on, let's make it a good one.
Right. In shower development, what is the term for the underlying summa that has not yet surfaced but is expected to emerge with age?
Baby.
In shower development, what is the term for underlying summa that has not yet surfaced but is expected to emerge with age?
Difficult, isn't it? Are we talking from a customer's point of view or the dealer's point of view trying to sell it?
I think it's the Japanese terminology we're looking for.
Oh, I can't spell bullshit in Japanese.
Mr. Tate might be able to help you if he bangs his answer in right quick.
I know I've got it, not in Japanese terms. I don't know what the Japanese word for it is. I know two words. I do know two words.
Maybe summa.
It's not baby, is it?
No.
It's bullshit.
Go on, Rick, then what's your answer? What are you putting? What are you going
I've
for?
got two. I've got bullshit to me if you're selling it, or underlying to me if you're naturally saying it. I don't know the Japanese term. Sorry.
It's Kage summa. Hidden summa.
Cargo. Do what?
There we go. Kage summa.
Kage
Oh,
sumi is yeah, but
now-
that kage sumi is hidden, mate. That's the sort of shit that sits there.
That's what it
Oh,
stipulates
mate,
there as the answer. Is that pronounced Kage? Kage summa. Hidden
Kage,
summa.
yeah, it's not that one.
That's not wrong. It's
I'm not
correct.
hitting the bullshit button of the week, but it's not what I call underlying sumi. I'm going to win this pub quiz by hook or crook or just cheating. Matt, what kind of round is this?
270.
See, hitting one is now when he's got it. 270 what? Rifle?
Yeah, centre fire.
Is it live?
No, thank goodness.
Just checking. Number
Next one.
19.
How many rays are typically found in the coi's dorsal fin?
Ooh.
Oh, that's quite a few. Is it an odd or even number?
Oh, shut up. We didn't give you any clues. You didn't give us any clues, me.
It's either 28 or 27. I can't remember.
Don't look at my face for an expression.
It's even. That's wrong.
I like Tony's answer. Not many on some of his fish.
Are we including the front ray? The
Not
bone?
many in some of mine.
Go on, Emmett. What did you have?
I put down 26.
It's 20.
26 on a good fish, mate.
For an added bonus question, Rick, can you tell me how many it might be in a cruising carp?
Oh, if a normal carp's only got 20, it could be a 16.
20 to 24. You were up, you were there with your 20. Apparently a cruising carp has 20 to 24.
What, a cruising carp in a normal carp with a longer dorsal with more fine sections?
That's what it says. So I was Googling it a couple of years ago, 20 to 24 on average. Right then. So is the last question of the night down to me?
But we have got a bonus question. I
have gone very downhill, haven't I? Just putting it out there.
You have.
Ollie, my teammates have not answered a single one. They've been no help at all.
We didn't know any.
Tom must have known the amount of dorsal rays in a common carp. A lot of help you two in a pub quiz. You might as well go to the bar and get me a pint.
This will be one that you'll know. But it might be. It's a nice question for all the public. What is the term of the trailing edge of the color pattern he or sume, where the scale edge creates a soft feathered boundary?
Oh,
Ollie's on this one.
yeah.
What is the term for the trailing edge of a color pattern he or sume, where the scale edge creates a soft feathered boundary?
Do you want a proper answer or
Yeah.
16.
Who said that?
right? I'm going to put this to bed, okay? Right. If the water is being pumped around the system every 90 minutes, right? So if it's going around every 2 hours, it goes around 12 times in a 12-hour period. It goes around every hour, it's 24 hours. So somewhere bang in the middle is 18. There's no maths in the world that can make 16 out of that, unless you're using decimals. And then it all goes out the window. Anyway, Paul Wynn was probably right. He's obviously a fucking professor of ergonomics or something. Right, I'm going for that. Kiwa, that's shit.
The trailing edge of a colour pattern such as red or he or black or sume, where the edge perfectly meets the scale and creates a crisp, well-defined border, is known as kiwa. Crisp, defined border. That wasn't the question, ladies and gents.
You wanted a stinky
Trailing edge of the colour pattern of he or sume, where the scale edge creates a soft feathered boundary, is sashi.
Why would you confuse everyone? No one's even got.
It was a trick question to catch people out. And that's exactly what it did.
What, shit Kiwa?
No. That's it.
Right, so I make the score 8-all. So we're going to have guys, I've sent you a picture.
Oh.
I don't know if you can zoom in. How many varieties are correct? And how many aren't?
Would this be a t-shirt?
Yeah, it would be a t-shirt.
Oh, yeah.
It would be a t-shirt.
Do I win it? I've got all
You
these
can have it.
filled out.
Right. Tell me if you can. Oh, crap. That's as big as we can get it.
Oh, no.
Fucking
That's
hell.
not good, is it?
No.
I can't even see the fish. I can't even see the guy. It looks like a bit of a dwarf, but it could be massive.
I had to proper zoom in on that, Matt, to be fair, mate. You might have to zoom in it, screenshot it, then send it.
I just got to say.
I'll put that down for a minute while it sends through.
Have Mexico won yet? We're watching the World Cup, aren't we? No, obviously none of you are.
Nope.
I'm going to be the only guy at the National cheering England at 10 o'clock at night on a Saturday with my hair dyed red and white.
Oh, is that gone now?
There, Paul's tagged me in something how it works out right. Paul, on my phone. Fucking, I'm having this. There's no
Oh,
way.
Matt, you're not
No
going to
way.
believe it. It's clearer. Hopefully, the public can see this. It is clearer, so that might help. Go for it.
Oh, Paul just sent me that, right? Hang on. Oh, you go on again. I'm going to have to show you this in a minute. I can't see that, Gaz.
Can you not see it?
Nope.
I'll probably.
Types of koi fish. How many incorrect varieties are on that T-shirt?
Every single one. Because I can't read any of them.
Well, I'll go from top for you, right? If you can see the type of fish, first one says Utsuri mono. Second one says Asage. Third one says Shasue. Fourth one says Tansho. Fifth one says Karashigoi. Sixth one says Kanoko Goi. Kanoko Asage. Sanki, sorry. Kuromo. Gushike. Tansho Kahaku. Harajoi. How do you pronounce that? How's that one pronounced?
Harajiro.
Hajiroi. Kigoi and Kuwari Mono.
I've got my answer.
We would try to work out whether the T-shirt is deliberately made mistakes or whoever did it didn't know.
I personally think that's one shit T-shirt. What's your answer, Rick?
3.
Correct. 3.
Okay.
I've worked out why it's only 16 by Paul Windmill's calculations. He's showing me the calculations. He's literally, because he's not taken the first and the last circulation. What a fucking pile of bollocks.
All of them.
No, there was 3 correct. I saw 3 correct. And the fact that you can say 16 times in 24 hours is only when you start and end the system. If it's a continual system, the middle bit would be 18.
No, because the middle bit would be on the next one as well then.
Ah, absolute. This is the kind of mathematician shit.
I still say 18, says Andrew.
Yeah.
There you go. That was the return retaliation quiz. And I can guarantee you, as for next week, ladies and gents, unless you all want one,
stronger.
unless you all want one, answers in the comments. There will be no other quizzes. Anybody got any topics? Well, would you gentlemen like to have got anything you would like to have a natter or a chat about this evening?
What do we think about A62 algae? Oh, no, A92. Come on. Sorry, my brain's fizzled.
A92 algae.
That's the one they found, isn't it?
They found it, years ago. Helps flounder great big. Oh, come on, we've got to be up to date with stuff here.
A92 algae. Is that a type?
It's a new boy food's coming out. It's got a
RG92.
Oh, RG.
Right, there we go.
That
RG92.
makes more sense. Cheers, God.
New wonder food.
It's magic stuff, but is it as magic as brewer's yeast? I don't know. I like brewers.
What about the Nutrimare colour food? How are you getting on with that?
Very well, thank you.
Say,
It's doing all right. I cannot. Dan texts me about once a week and how's it doing? I'm like, I don't know. I can't tell you. It doesn't happen like that, does it? It takes time.
yeah, I fed it for 2 weeks solid, and I noticed a difference definitely in the white as well as the Benny and the like the metallic on the Kajakus as well. Sharpened everything up.
Is that just your wallet that's telling you there's a difference, Tom, or you're actually seeing a difference in 2 weeks?
No, I actually noticed a difference, so I was a bit skeptical, but yeah, now I've reduced the amount down.
Normal before, weren't you?
Yeah, just normal Nutrimare before. Yeah.
So yeah, it is so hard to tell. Yeah, between them at times. It takes. But yeah, I quite like to eat it. They seem to. I like Nutrimare, but the normal 360, I think it's almost like too perfect in its content. So they like eat it.
Yeah.
They're kind of. I think the colour they seem to like even more. Could be in my head. Just
what's people's... Go on, sorry, Tom.
So I have started mixing it in to make it a bit cheaper. Some of that koala as well. Koi food they do. Yeah.
Yeah, the trouble is, this is the thing, isn't it? When you mix foods,
You don't get
How do you know which one's doing the difference?
It's not.
Yeah.
But I get why you're doing.
I've only done it really to stretch it out because the fish are so big now. They're banging so much fat, costing a fortune.
Restrict them so you can have one of them. One of them.
Yeah.
Nightmare. Yeah,
it's a nightmare.
Is there a wonder-colour food that does not make the whites yellowish?
Yeah, there is, Paul.
Is the RG92 this new stuff that's being put into this new brand of food that's out there?
In the Koigen, whatever they call it.
Yeah.
So if you go on YouTube, you can find a video on the flat 3 years ago. It's a
spring water.
One of those like healthy algae that they found, a strain that has got loads of medicinal shit going on. It sounds great. But then loads of other shit sounds great, doesn't it?
But what's the major difference then between, the major difference between that new stuff that's being brought out, and Colin, you know the name of it, or Rick, do you know the name of it? What's the new food's called that's on the market? That's just hit there. What's it called again?
Keegan.
The major difference between Keegan and, let's say, Nutrimare 360, other than the price bracket, and one RG92.
It's the algae in it, basically, and the millet. So, you've got to put. I think it's these things you've got to put them through years of trialing.
Is RG92 more difficult to produce then?
It's a very specific type of algae. You can buy it in health food supplement. It's very expensive because it's hard to produce. So
that would be the difference then between the two varieties of different types.
Yeah, so sake Hikari food
making it a little bit more expensive.
The Hikari germ, their probiotic or whatever, probiotic is the thing in it that makes that food so special. And it's painted, and they've got a bacterial culture that is theirs to use in the food, and you can't nick that. You can't nick that straight. You can't nick it. It's like Guinness. You've got their strain of yeasty shit that's theirs.
Joyce, should I say?
So when a company gets something that's quite specifically good, Yakult, they've got it. So once you've got that thing, you like paint it, it's yours, isn't it? You can't nick that. You've got to find something similar. There's millions of similar stuff that could do similar, better, worse, whatever. I'll try. I'm keen to get hold of some, as with any other food, and trial it. And once you trial it against stuff, you get an idea of what it's all about. The difference.
Giving it a go like you did with the food trial stuff and seeing maybe something
the
like
difference with it is it's coming into a wholesaler, so it'll be in lots of shops, whereas like Nutrimet is through Dan solely, and Dajiwa is through Mark solely.
There's a great deal of difference between that and Sakai Kara, though, is there? So why would you go for?
There is quite a bit of difference, isn't there?
No, in the price he's talking about.
Price wise, I'm saying difference. Not a massive difference, is there?
I don't know what the price. I don't know what the price is.
No, it's more or less.
More expensive than Saki and Unproven.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's unproven because obviously it's got to have gone through some trials and some, you know.
No, it doesn't. Just chuck it in the fucking mix, man. No,
I mean, Saki's already proven itself out there on market, hasn't it? And if there's one there that's now come out, that's
it's Keegan. Sure, no, I don't know about that. Keegan can't be dearer than Saki Akari.
Yeah, it is. It is
same
right.
price. Colin said
It is.
15 quid kg for the top food. It's 85 quid for a 5 kg bag.
Again, so it's got to be really good. Or
Well, I mean, I'm not at all saying that it isn't. I mean, it's time's going to tell, isn't it? People will see what difference it makes and how good it is. It might give some other people or other companies a little bit more competition, which might make them reduce the price in the long run.
not a chance. I don't know. Difficult, isn't it? Because Saki Akari is nothing's come near it, is it? It is the best food, and no one's competing with it. And it, what do you do? I don't know. If anyone uses it, they want to use it, but they can't afford to use it. But that is the only reason they don't use it. No one ever says, "Oh, I don't want to use it anymore because my fish are crap."
It is a bit of a strange one, isn't it? When you know and you hear Saki being used everywhere and how good it is, to pitch your price at the same price as Saki when nobody's ever used it as a business.
But there is a massive difference because at the end of the day, that food could be twice as much to produce because of the ingredients. That Keegan could be twice as expensive to produce, but we get it at the same price as Saki. Saki's not dear to produce. We could buy it there, what, 80
It's just
pounds,
manipulated by the market that brings it in.
Yeah, but I think it was 80 quid in the wholesalers out of for 15 kilos of Saki colour. But you can't get that, but that's there. You can't get that here. So you've got to go through the channels that get it here, and it costs
As much as you want to pull your arm up your back.
I don't know what it is. I don't know. So that's the thing. That food costs the company £30 a bag to make. Keegan might cost 30 quid a bag to make, but they get it here. I don't know. It's not as simple as you pay for it. Don't know. It's another can of worms you just opened there, guys.
Mate, it's just I mean,
if you wanted to go fishing, you got a can of worms you could use for bait.
If it does a good job, I mean, why the hell not? The more food that's on the market that does a good job and does what it says on package, the better.
The weird thing is, I think it will be a really good food, but also I think there is, and it's like anything, there's competition out there, and as people choose, and then the competition gets better, we all get a better food at a better price, isn't it? Until
Colin's saying there, is there a research paper on Saki or any other food on the market?
Colin, you don't need a research paper on Saki when it's destroyed every single competition, every single thing it's ever touched. That's the thing, isn't it? We need research papers on all the other foods that claim to be good when that's already done it. That's the issue.
What are you using, Ollie?
JPD and Nutrimed colour. And no, they probably are more coloured, but like Rick said, it's
You
not a
It is seriously. At the minute I got 4 ponds on food trials with young fish that are growing like crazy, and it's still hard to really go, they're better than them. I
How
can
long?
start to see a difference, but 12 weeks until we harvest them and actually physically see them in the same clarity of water, in the same bowl, in the same light, it's difficult because
I had a conversation with a friend of mine about using colour food, and he got a valid point. Because you're using a set colour food, do you sometimes convince yourself it's better when it isn't?
which is when you need comparisons, don't you?
Yeah, that's right.
You walk out there an hour later in the day and your fish look better because the sun's dropped.
Oh,
Yeah.
You get more blue light and suddenly your fish look better. And you go, wow, fish look better. That food's great. No, you just turned up late tonight, mate. Jesus. Which is why you don't ever buy fish in the end or the start of the day, because the light's different and it tricks you. So, yeah, you need comparisons. You need time as well. You need to feed fish, and even in these foods, really, you probably need 3 or 4 years on them to really see any health benefits or health detriments across the board. Because a few weeks here and there don't make short term might make a difference, but no. We need Ollie to build 4 more ponds identical to what he's got. And then we can start trialing some shit.
yeah, but it wouldn't work because my pond's in the sun all day. Any more I built wouldn't be.
Yeah, you just
No, you need to cut down the trees or whatever. Make them all in the sun.
then
I'd
there'll
have
be 4 ponds and not in the sun, so it'd be perfect. As long as all 4 of them aren't in the sun.
I'd have to knock
Ollie
the pipe.
panel on. I'd have to think. Yeah, I think this is the thing. They do a lot of research and development in. So one of the food we're using for coppins is their new top koi boost or whatever, and they didn't market it. I just presumed it was their best koi food with a bit of added extra. Turns out it's their koi food with all anti-parasite elements in it, but they don't. I didn't know that until the rep come up and was saying, "Oh, you
Told
buy
you.
it."
But that's the thing with all a lot of the foods, Rick, is how many of them, like obviously Nutrimare do a lot of advertising, and you see it all over Facebook and the forums. Keegan's going to be exactly the same. Everybody's going to be blagging it out there. But when was the last time you saw Coppins, JBD?
They don't.
Not,
do
yeah,
anything.
not at all.
Yeah. So you think that people out there, and I would love to actually know, like JBD, I tried to find it out, but they wouldn't tell me the tonnage that's actually coming into the UK. I'd love to actually have a comparison between all the different foods to see how much is actually being used in the UK.
Yeah, but JPD will come. SKS have got the sole rights to that. So Pedigree's got the sole rights to Saki Hikari Foods. I don't know what it comes under. Everything that comes through JPD comes through SKS. Everything that comes through Nutrimare is coming through Dan, the Nutrimare man. Everything from Durf was coming through Mark, right man. I don't know. Making up names now.
Yeah,
Coppins through
always
100 different channels because it's supplied to everyone.
There's always got to be one importer. They can't bring it into the UK because
For
it
what?
wouldn't be any of the foods. It wouldn't be well.
No, comms comes in from loads of people.
I don't. Paul's putting there. Is any of these foods produced in the UK?
Not anymore.
I don't
There
think
was
they were.
there was a company in Wales that were trying to start up. I don't know what happened to that, but yeah. So there was originally Scretton and Bokpols were 2 big food manufacturers in the UK. They're both as far as I know now, in France.
In the Alaraqua, similar to Scratton's?
No.
No?
Alaraqua are a massive Danish food company, like Coppen's. So they're massive. They do bream, bass, eel, cod, halibut. Like they are huge companies that do. And koi is like this little tiny niggly toenail bitty they pick. Nothingness to their. So Alaraqua do a koi food. Coppen's do their koi food. There's one in South Africa that do their koi food. Yeah, so they're massive companies who've got to stick by certain regulations, and then you get like Nutrimare and Keegan and multiple others. There's smaller companies that do a more
Specific.
directly koi food to a thing, but they still have to. If they're in Europe, they still have to abide by the same regulations and. But so a big company like Coppen's or Alaraqua might sign a deal saying we won't use krill meal, fish meal, soya meal because they're all, against the environment sort of shit. Whereas a smaller company might go, well, we'll only use krill meal that's washed up dead on the seashore in wherever. I don't know how it works, but a company in China can use ingredients that a company in Europe can't.
I think there's a new food coming out of Scotland soon.
Yeah, isn't that the one that Marco was putting out there on his Facebook group?
I keep seeing posts. It's imminent.
Imminent. So you got EWOS is a Scottish Norwegian collaboration that do massive amounts of food, but that's geared towards the salmon and trout industry. But it's not difficult to tweak that to any other industry. So I think that the difference is if you're producing something in Europe, you've got what your guidelines are to color additives, to this food, to this ingredient. So you can't. So fish meals, soybean, all certain things are like they're not long-term ingredients without destroying the planet. So that's why they're not using them. Whereas if you're buying your food from Japan, they could be using like whale meal. We can't get any krill anymore. We just killed a few whales, banging it in the food. That's probably a bit of a stir in the pot, but they don't really do that.
I agree.
Yeah, but I'm not going to give it to everyone. They'll all have good fish, wouldn't they?
It works though, Rick.
Yeah, but it's simple additives we can all
Get
buy.
Vincent Rocket Boy to be up there pressing it, like crushing grapes, pressing it all into a paste and then make it into pellet form and dry it out.
Mate, it's all in powder form. From most of it's from buywholefoodsdirect.com, whatever they're called. You can make your food so much better with just that. So
Right, ladies and gents.
Did I win the quiz anyway?
No, you didn't know.
No, you didn't.
Are you sure? I'm pretty sure that I definitely won the quiz.
I only had you down to answering 5 correct.
Oh, you could be right. I bet one of them was 18.
It was. It was 16.
16.
He certainly beat me anyway. I don't mind admitting it at all. Now then, ladies and gents, thank you all for joining us this evening. And again, thanks very much, Ollie, for coming on and having a bit of a natter and a chat with us about the ozone. Tom, it's good to see you back, mate, and without the funny sound in the background. Appreciate you putting the effort in to get yourself a new system to help. Don't go anywhere, chaps. We will be having a bit of a natter and a chat afterwards. Usual thing, guys. If you've been enjoying this kind of content, do us a huge favor. Like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend. And until next time, guys, keep smiling and we'll catch you next week. Same time, same place.
Well, look,
Good night, all.
Look at this. I didn't
You
see
are,
that. I look blue.
Huh?
Well, blue.
This has been one hell of an experience. Very nice. Look at that.
New change in the garden. Made a little secret area. Into the little bush. So you can sit inside. And view the pond.